On this week's auditory exposition of an animated picturesque narrative, our ocular perception of the world had, quote-unquote, watched Neo Yokio. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Daijo Crew. We're your podcast for reviewing bad
Hey,
anime.
yo, B, you gotta snap it up, dog.
Yeah, dog, for reals.
Our podcast is frivolous.
You're being way too down for this, man.
There's no one that's actually really listening to us. We get an average listenership of maybe 7 people out of a world that has almost 3 billion people.
7 significant people.
Yo, B, you gotta relax. It's not the way you should be doing this, man.
You know what? Just throw my.
Come on, let's go. Let's go over the mix. Come on.
All right.
Wow.
Let me snap out of it. The thing was is that I was told in order to start talking, like young Jaden Smith, I needed to go to a dark place, and Julian definitely put me in there.
No.
You had
I thought I might
to
have
talk like Kaz Khan.
if I needed to, make another podcast because I was that depressed for a moment. But yeah, we're back, guys, on the Daijo Crew.
Suicide Watch.
And what do we do on this podcast?
I thought it was watch bad anime, but every episode we stray further and further from God's light.
We stray further and further from anime, it feels like. Yeah, that's
If
right.
our eyes aren't real, is God real?
Oh, thanks, Jaden. First we had Stan Lee come visit us, now we have Jaden Smith. This is amazing.
Wow, we get really good guests for a not very popular podcast.
We're really getting on
Hey,
the up and
season
up.
2 is a really good season.
So far.
Yeah, it all takes place at
As
the table.
told by my mom.
Part of the significant
I
7.
do not think your mom listens to
She
this.
does
I
not.
think she'd be very disappointed in us.
She's like, this is what you do on your free time.
Fire guns and do this.
But yes, we are a podcast for reviewing bad anime, and part of the hype, I would say, in the latest, not really season, because Netflix original series don't really they don't really have seasons. They just kind of come out.
Well,
right?
they do have season, I mean...
Oh my god, I lied. I'm not the number 2 bachelor.
you got that revelation.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Which number are you then?
I'm none.
Oh, you're
I'm
taken?
Danny Rand, the Iron Fist.
Oh no! Don't
That's
be
who
that
I
guy.
am. I'm Danny Rand.
Don't be that guy.
My family owns this company.
No one likes you.
I'm Danny Rand.
So, when you say you're not a bachelor...
I'm Danny Rand.
Okay. Well, I mean, Netflix does
The
have
Iron Fist.
Okay, stop. No one likes you. Danny, get out of here. No one cares.
But I'm Danny
No one knows. No one likes your weeaboo kung fu.
I am the Iron Fist.
Get out of here.
I don't know why I'm losing it so bad.
Let me
right
just
now.
shut the door on Danny Rand real quick.
You can't. I'm the Iron Fist.
Like I said,
My company owns this house.
We get great guests on here.
I am not a guest. I am Danny Rand. I am on this show.
All right.
I am Danny Rand.
Okay. Thanks, Danny. So,
I mean, they do have season. Like there are shows that get renewed and they get put up like next season, like BoJack Horseman and
He means like
Like it doesn't-
seasonal
yeah,
seasons.
They have an amount of episodes they're contracted for, but it's not like during the
well, it's not like
winter
your tradition.
anime
Yeah, it's not your
release, yeah.
traditional. Season
Yeah, that's what he was saying. But then you were like, no, they got this.
But
But
Neo
you-
Yokio was one that came out kind of around last season.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll call it. Neo Yokio was a Netflix original series that some talented actors were actually not talented, but people who were
They got some big names voice acting.
Jude
this one.
Law, Susan Sarandon.
Okay.
Richard Arati.
Who is
Stephen
Jude
Frost.
Law?
Jude Law. He's
Is he a Beastie Boy?
no,
No.
he's not a Beastie
Is he
Boy.
Ant-Man?
He's no, that's Paul Rudd.
Oh,
Jude
Very
Law's
close
on the- He's
names.
actually kind of like a heartthrob in many like chick flicks, so people know him. Just we might not. Like technically, I don't really.
okay.
know.
And Susan Sarandon, is she the one who sings the sad songs for the animals?
No, that's Sarah McLachlan.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Who is Susan Sarandon?
An actress?
What does she do though?
I don't know.
She acts.
Yeah,
what
she
do you
acts.
want?
But where? I need something.
Well, I don't have those answers for you.
These guys aren't that big names. Then, if you said Jennifer Aniston, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know who she is.
I watched Friends.
I did not. I did not watch Friends.
Okay, Jaden Smith.
Okay, he was in Earth 2.
And A Pursuit of Happiness.
I've
And
never
Karate
seen
Kid.
Pursuit of Happiness. I've never seen those 2 movies except Karate
You
Kid, which
don't-
I have seen.
I don't want to be here. I want to go home. But
I don't
anyways,
remember that. All I remember was drunk Jackie Chan smashing up a car
And kids.
and Jaden having to put a coat on a wooden log or something.
Yeah, put on
Coat
the
on,
coat, take
coat
off the
off.
cuff.
Take off.
You don't remember Jackie Chan beating down a bunch of kids? The kids picking on Jane Smith.
Like they all gain up on
I
him.
feel like he does that in a lot of his movies.
Just beats on kids.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Anyways, so yeah, Netflix put in a lot of money, and
They did? For this?
for
Yeah.
this,
Like,
yeah, every
they-
Netflix.
Oh, right, because you said these
Yeah, Stephen
high-end
Fry-
actors that I've never
You know
heard
what's
of.
funny? Because like I heard Richard Awardi, and I thought
Who is that?
He's a famous
he's actually a pretty famous geek.
yeah, famous geek and famous British actor. But I thought
Is he
it was
Charles?
he was.
Can you guys tell me who these people play?
He was the shopkeep and one of the journalists.
Oh, I know that
Yeah.
shopkeep's voice.
Yeah, I thought it was a bad.
Just as the
Awadi-
shopkeep, though.
I thought it was a bad Awadi impersonator, and then I learned that it was
It's
him.
actually
and
a Wadi.
yeah, I'm like, oh, whoops.
How do you spell that?
like A?
It's like QWERTY, but with an A.
Yoede. It's his last name is
Oh.
kind of weird,
I was thinking like Owattie.
but no, he's pretty funny. And then yeah, Stephen Fry and his sister played one
Stephen
of
J.
the-
Fry?
His sister was in there too, like Willow Smith.
Willow was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I wonder is who.
She
Probably
was
his
a-
love
Yeah,
interest.
she was one.
Which one?
Whoa. No, she was one of the Hellenist.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Uh.
I don't know which one. I assume the black
Dark
one.
one?
maybe.
Wow. Really?
I mean,
really want.
I assume. I don't know.
You know, man, you gotta rep your race.
God. All right. Anyways, we haven't even
You gotta
started
have
the
pride.
podcast.
You gotta
Really.
have pride.
What we do here is watch anime that hasn't technically been well received, and
Or
this one-
technically anime.
it's like this one's actually been kind of like a mixed bag. There have been spectrums of both genius calling Neo Yokio a genius anime, and at the same time calling it trash anime. So
Who,
I guess
who are those people calling it anime?
I'll tell you.
They're
who.
wrong. It's not anime.
Either way, we're gonna go on to the next segment so that you can catch up with us and tell us what you think. We're gonna go to tell you
Netflix
what Neo Yokio's
clickbaits.
about is what happened.
What happened?
Thank
So
you for participating, Julian.
in
Where's
Neo
my
Yokio,
star?
Neo Yokio seems to be like kind of like a super crazy futuristic rich city of the future where for some reason the present brands of today thrive.
I think it's supposed to be a combination of Neo Tokyo and New York or something like that.
Maybe. I know that.
What do you mean? Which Neo Tokyo?
Yeah, see
The-
that's a I think new in Tokyo is
Or
where
just
they were
like I
going.
guess Tokyo and New York combined.
Yeah.
Which I always feel it's interesting that in the log fiction the city they always combine is Tokyo and like San Francisco or New York or
Los Angeles.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
always like
I've
it's
never
always-
heard of Za and Jokyo.
It's always Tokyo
Za
and Major City.
Tokyo. That one didn't land, Julian.
Yeah, I did, man. What are you gonna say for Los? Huh?
Los?
Los.
You could say Vegas has been things. I don't know. I'm not gonna come up with one. That was your joke.
No,
You
man.
failed.
Los, like you know, Za, like Za.
Za. Okay.
Los means
Zanen.
the
You
angels, right?
lost.
Whatever. Ouch.
I'm gonna go straight back into what happened. All right, guys.
Okay.
But we have a
Straight back in.
young African American character,
I don't think he
our
is.
protagonist, Kaz Khan, sitting on a bench and watching some kind of tennis game. His robot butler that came out of nowhere, Charles, gives him a watch that he said was chest fix, a young Cartier. You know that brand, guys? Cartier?
Hell no, I don't.
My dad has a fake one that he's super proud of because people thought it was real. Apparently, it's a very expensive watch brand, like
As-
$1,500
Yeah,
for a
as
watch.
most watch brands.
And young Kaz just throws it to the side because he goes, "This was a gift from my ex-girlfriend, and if I can't have her, then life is frivolous and meaningless to have these physical materialistic items." See, the problem with Kaz is that he's a super melancholic person and at the same time loves to throw around fancy words that honestly don't need to be said because his two
They need to be said.
his two homeboys Godly or whatever his name.
Gottlieb and
Gottlieb
Lexi.
and Lexi.
Gottlieb and Lexi.
Gottlieb.
They'd be talking straight up street at him as they're from Easton, a prep school, but they'd be throwing out hood words.
Yo,
Are they from
dog, how
Easton?
can you throw out that expensive ass watch, man?
Yeah, like it was definitely took me by surprise. I thought all the people would be talking like Kaz, but
I
Kaz-
did not.
Kaz is kind of like part living the rich and famous, but he's considered maybe new money. You guys know the term old money and new money?
Yeah, it's like
No, Kaz comes from old money, dude.
No. He comes from new money.
He comes from old money.
So Archangelo, I'll get into that later, explains why he comes from new money. But originally, the socialites were able to build Neo Yokio.
What's a socialite?
Like the rich people were able to build Neo Yokio to be like the high-end city to live in. And suddenly demons started attacking. So there's demons in this world is what we learn in this young exposition. But like we're like in the first 10 minutes that they explain this, because of the demons, the government started hiring exorcists.
Blue exorcist?
Who can what?
Blue exorcist?
Blue exorcists.
No, the answer is black exorcist.
who could usually were used to gather up rats or something like that. Like they were trapping rats originally. I don't know why rats were possessed, but they were or something. But they brought them up to Neo Yokio and like these new end cities to exorcise the demons basically. And then because of that, they were able to get up in class and esteem and money because they were the new money.
No, but then it's old money when you have kids.
Not consider. It's like, okay, Julian,
I-
you know the
yeah.
Rockefellers.
Sure.
So the Rockefellers are considered like old money because they built the railroads and controlled all that stuff
But they were new money when they started, right?
when they started. Yes.
so how
there
long
was-
did it
there
take
was-
for them to become old
there
money?
was-
Well,
no
who,
money.
Yeah, who was the old money before?
There
the
was no
railroad? Yeah,
money
yeah.
back then, according to them. All right, no money.
The economy was shit.
It was Oregon Trail, and then they built money, and then they were old money, and then so like someone
Kaz comes from a long line of demon hunters. I don't know, man.
demon hunters indeed, but how you got there is what matters. It's like Elon Musk calling himself old money right now.
No, his son would be old money. Or his son
Elon
would be new
Musk?
money. His son would be new money.
No, he's new money
He's new money, but his son
Compared
would be
to Rockefellers.
no, his son comes from old money because his dad built a fortune.
No,
New money comes from someone new. All right?
Not-
It's like Little Uzi and Little
Uzi's
Wayne.
like-
They're new money.
they're young money.
But the people, the people.
So Biggie Smalls.
Wait, what's the difference between young money and new money? It's
So
not
okay,
the
hold on.
same.
Is Biggie Smalls new money to you?
Yes, and then he died before his line. Does he have kids?
No, he does not. Is Tupac
How did he
new
not
money?
have kids?
Is Tupac new money?
I don't do. Yes, Tupac is new money. He made his own fortune. People who make their own fortunes are new money. People who are born into fortune come from old money.
Well, we'll get into that later.
Once
We'll
new
get
money
into-
has kids, they're old money.
Sure, man.
Yeah, it's like that, dude.
Okay.
It's like you're not a dad until you're a dad. Otherwise, you're just a son. You're a son until you become a dad.
Just looking at you, and I wish that this could translate. But anyways, Kaz is being asked if he okay.
Asked.
Well, yeah, he was being asked if he's going to be playing
Ah.
in the field hockey game because Easton is going to be playing against Weston. We learned that there's like these prep schools where the rich and the elite basically attend, and Kaz is not really feeling it because of his breakup.
Yeah, why would you want to do anything when your heart's in turmoil?
Because you have to live.
Well, you don't.
At least that's what Aunt Agatha tells him. Because the other part
Screw
of,
Aunt Agatha.
the other part
She's
of
not doing all this work.
Kaz's life is being an actual exorcist. See, what we get is basically an episodic adventure between Kaz and his first possessed client. God, I can't remember her name.
Helena Saint
Helena Saint Testarossa?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Testarossa sounds really long.
Tarosa?
No, it's,
I think Testarossa does sound right. I'm not sure.
I think it's spelled like Teresa, but it's not Teresa.
Tarosa. Anyways, this person who
Helena
was
Saint Tessero.
thank you, Helena Saint Tessero, who is a fashion blogger.
Mm.
And she had recently received a new pantsuit.
Suit-ish.
It's like
New
a
clothes. She
It
got
was
new
a
clothes.
Gucci pantsuit. See, the thing about this anime is they do say every single brand name they can.
That's how they got the money
The branding.
to afford the actors. They're like, hey, check it out. We'll say your name.
We'll say
Jaden
Gucci.
Smith will say your name.
We'll say Gucci.
And it's not going to be in reference to Gucci Mane. No one is getting lost in any sauce.
No. And we get to see kind of like a flash of an Exorcist battle, but Kaz doesn't seem to be very great at his job as he goes there.
Doesn't seem to have very many FPS.
No, sees Helena, says like, "Hey, I haven't seen you since this once party.
Since we hooked up.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen you since the Hampton.
Yeah, the Hamptons in this party. What are you doing?" She's possessed, floating in a purple bubble, and not responding. And he goes, "All right, well, it's enough time for you to be possessed. I'm gonna touch the bubble. The bubble doesn't like it.
I'm gonna
pushes him-
superhero static shock you.
pushes him away.
Wow.
He leaves the room, says, "I can't do anything." His parents are like, "What do you mean? We paid you."
Yeah, go back in there and do your job.
He goes
You
in there.
Neo Reese trash.
Yeah, and then that's when he does his job, and much like the exorcism does look like Static Shock now that you say it. He just gets blue energy, shoots it at the purple energy, and then it like explodes because he realizes that the demon was the suit. So
Nah, that took a while. He had to leave.
Have a revelation.
He already got kicked out of the house. I was like, yeah. Oh, wait. She always inspects all her clothes except this one.
yeah, but
And then she woke up and was like, "Oh hey, I haven't seen you since the Hampton."
yeah, she agrees that they had not seen each other since.
She also
the
lives
Hamptons.
underwater.
Yeah, that one.
I didn't understand that.
Why
Do
not?
they?
Yeah.
Ah,
Why do you think when the window
fish?
broke, all the water came in?
I don't know. I didn't understand the physics.
Why
of
didn't you think the
city.
underwater tunnels didn't go to underwater places?
I don't know.
It showed you a picture of their houses with the tubes connecting them all.
They-
I thought it was like what was that anime that you loved?
Which one?
The
only like
mermaid
3.
one.
The gear people.
Oh, it's not
Holding
flip
hands.
flappers, it's handshakers.
Handshakers, exactly. They went into crazy fish world during.
That wasn't a fish.
Battle?
That wasn't underwater. That was a fish world. There were just fish on the walls.
That's what I thought was happening with Neo Yokio.
No, man, they're just underground. It's like
I
it's like
got
Sea
you now.
Lab
They're
2020.
really bad at world building. Like they just said, "Oh, she lived."
They were
underwater.
great at world building.
Yeah, they were.
I understood.
creative.
I understood everything about Neo Yokio.
So, that's kind of like Kaz's deal. Each episode, he dealt with an issue that was kind of like a socialite issue, and it would be mixed in with a little bit of demon slaying, and then it would go back kind of towards leading him maybe to a blossoming new relationship or dealing with his ex. Episode 2, there was some kind of black and white tie.
ball. or
Ball.
something,
Kaz is standing there's a giant board on Big Ben's clock.
yeah. The Boucher billboard.
Big Ben's clock.
It looked
In
like Big
Neo
Ben.
Yokio?
It looked like Big
It
Ben.
was Times Square.
That's why I think it was Times Square. Honestly,
That was Sapporo Square.
sure, man.
That was Yokio Square.
Yokio Square. But it tells everyone who's the most eligible bachelor.
Yeah.
During that time,
I'm
he
Danny
ran into
Rand.
some hillbilly singer who looked. Well, she had blue hair. She looked like the original. Well, not the original Macross singer, but you know who I'm talking about, right?
Lin Min May?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh. She reminded me of someone from Perfect Hair Forever.
Perfect hair forever. What's that?
It's a one Adult Swim show with the hot dog and the burger and do the
Oh
la da
god,
da
I
da
didn't
da.
realize what you were talking about. Yeah, that's
There's the old man. They always stare at the panty. Oh yes.
Okay, thanks for your invitation. That explains so much. But
Oh, the lover.
he invites her to a black and white suit thing.
What was her name? Sailor Mars.
Stellar
Sailor-
Perino, I think it was like
Oh,
that.
Sailor Pellegrino.
Yes, Pellegrino.
Is that it?
Something.
sure.
It wasn't important.
Her name is Sailor.
Either
Her
way,
first name is Sailor.
She turned out to be some kind of jewel thief or some kind of skull thing that Kaz was supposed to be protecting at the same time of him attending this black and white tie thing. At the same time, Helena came back and she decided to not be a fashion blogger.
Rocking
anymore.
that sick Rei Ayanami cosplay.
Yes, she came into the black and white suit thing wearing a a hospital gown and bandages on her head and denouncing the materialistic society.
I am Nami-san.
Anarchy,
and
anarchy.
demanding anarchy because Neo Yokio was too much into the materialistics.
Too much into their own asses.
That's when Kaz then had to steal himself away to go try to hang out with Hillbilly Girl because his rival, the number 1 bachelor, Archangelo, a blonde
hero of the series.
Yeah, hero of the series. He kind of looked like a very polished Joey Wheeler without the giant forehead.
When I see him, I think of one of the blonde villains from Gundam.
Yeah, I was thinking that
he
too,
could
yeah.
totally been Sar.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Not Char though. Char's hair is kind of curly.
A little curly.
This,
Well,
this
yeah,
guy,
he's-
Archangelo has straight hair.
He definitely is
With the
one of the
middle
like
part.
poshy ones. It's like oh yeah, I'm a Gundam pilot.
That's exactly how he would say it. But the reason why they're rivals, besides being the number 1 and number 2 bachelors, was the fact that Archangelo was the star of the Weston field hockey team.
Yeah, he was part of the West Side Boys.
West-
Archangelo and the West Side Gentlemen.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
that's right. It was West Side Gentlemen.
And so, after defeating the Skull there, like all was well, and he knew that his singer date was a demon, and he's like, "Oh, life is frivolous once again. I have no love life."
Also, his suit got damaged, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, his suit is damaged." What
His tuxedo's so trashy.
Yeah,
Unlike Archangelo in his midnight blue at this black and white event.
somehow
So
he's-
beyond
he's-
his time.
Somehow he's dressed worse than Helena when she just wore a hospital gown.
all
Hey, but she was rocking that Ayanami.
the. From there on, episode 3 was the school outfit one. Kaz gets invited to be the head teacher of like etiquette, because the Hellenist people who devotedly followed the fashion blog of Helena.
When you said people, like 3 people, really.
Well, I mean, but she is a
Well, they were
popular
just
fashion-
in that school. There's
Yeah,
more
there's
around.
more.
I
Well,
mean,
there's more, but it was just focusing on those.
have you ever
3.
seen that one video where I think it was Kylie Jenner? She posted on Instagram or something a bowl of like ramen or instant ramen,
Mhm.
and she's like, "I had garlic and butter or garlic powder and butter to my ramen. What do you guys do to yours?" And like it was like, "Everyone try Kylie Jenner's ramen." It's like that. She's Kylie Jenner, and they're all the Jennerists.
Okay.
You
And
know,
so
they just blindly follow.
Helena decided
That
to
story
become
sucked.
a hikikomori, which is
Hikokimori?
it's just like our weeb word of the day
Word.
no, we're not singing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it was interesting because the whole quote unquote anime had just been straight up English because it's not a Japanese anime. Like it didn't have a
Directed by Ezra Koenig.
there would have to be a Japanese dub of this because English
There is.
Oh really?
Absolutely. Did you not watch the credits?
No.
They have a Japanese, a Spanish.
a Dutch, a French.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It said like 5 dubs, man.
But
when you downloaded this game off your PSPISO.com, it would have the multi-5 language.
I see.
And you get like all kinds of languages.
But what I was trying to make is the fact that the original language for this show is English.
Oh.
And so they used hikukomori, which is like basically the definition of a shut-in. Someone who literally
You know, as soon as
they
they started calling her Hikokimori, I just started like, I felt a connection with her.
Thank God. So
You're just like me.
Are
Uh,
you an otaku too?
have you seen that comic where a guy goes like, "I like anime," and then some girl goes like, "I'm an otaku," and then he immediately like jumps her because he
No.
wants to marry her.
Oh,
That's what I feel like you were doing to Helena right there.
No, I don't want to marry her. We can just be friends.
Okay, that's good. Either way, Kaz is trying to get Helena to write a blog out saying that, hey, you should wear your school uniform, because that's why the school hired Kaz, was to, one, sniff out a
Demon sympathizer
in
Ugh.
this school,
It's even worse than Neo Riche.
and also get the girls to start wearing their uniforms instead of hospital gowns and rocking the IMA, right?
Yeah, but they couldn't pull it off like Helena.
No, they were.
She just has
trash.
the natural hair.
In the end, for that one, after Kaz kind of like guilt trips her and gives her a large Toblerone, which, if you've seen any anime memes of a black guy giving a Toblerone or being a Toblerone, this is where it comes from.
I want a giant Toblerone. I just want some Toblerones.
Everybody wanted Toblerones.
If
after
we go
seeing
get dinner
this.
after this, let's go get some Toblerones.
All right, sounds good.
We can pick some up.
They do sell them
Man.
at Trader Joe's.
Those truffles are gone, dude.
But
How many did Ricky eat?
A couple. I ate most of them.
oh, thanks,
crazy.
guys.
I
This
looked at my
definitely
bag.
belongs in the podcast.
It does, man.
So
The people want to
anyways,
know about us.
Again, about Ricky.
Yeah, about Ricky.
Well, maybe one day
He's-
we'll
he's
have him
one
as
of
a
Ricky,
us.
he
guest.
recently reached G rank or something. I don't know.
G rank.
Yeah.
And
Some sort of Monster Hunter game.
all right.
Some sort of ancient Monster Hunter game.
Thanks. So, the Hellenists end up kidnapping Kaz because they wanted to be demon possessed because they were the demon sympathizers after Kaz had profiled the only gay teacher at Easton
Well, he
to
didn't
be the
profile
demon
'cause he
Okay,
was
sympathizer.
gay.
one. There's no confirmation he was the only gay teacher.
Okay,
Yeah.
true. Except he was the only one that talked, "Hey there, honey, girl, blah blah blah."
Also talking about his boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
Listen,
My
listen.
boyfriend's a DJ and I'm a music
He
teacher.
did not talk about his boyfriend DJ.
In the episode, he did.
Not until after he got
Not until
exposed.
after he got
okay?
exposed, exactly.
He only profiled him because he wore black.
And not a suit. It wasn't a black suit. He was
I don't
wearing
know.
a
I don't.
turtleneck.
Maybe if he was wearing
It
a
was
black
like
suit,
a
he'd do it too.
turtleneck, maybe.
He looked like he shopped online for like the people who like wear ninja apparel.
Yeah, dude. He looked
Yeah,
like he was
he
wearing
looked like one of
a
those guys.
Akatsuki suit.
Yeah.
Akatsuki coat.
And so, yeah, no, the demon sympathizers ended up being the Hellenist followers, and Helena saves Kaz by coming into the room, and they're all excited that Helena's there, and they're like, "Look at what we're doing
Look
to
what-
this teacher. We want to be possessed too." And then Helena smacks him with the giant Toblerone.
Yeah, she smacks him good, man.
Your demon possessed power can't handle a Toblerone.
That's right.
It could not, man. No one can handle that milk chocolateness.
Too dark, too thick.
Whoa, it was not dark. It was creamy.
Also, I
darker
think
than-
I
darker
think
than
they
dark.
exploded. I don't remember if
When they hit him, when she got hit with the chocolate.
I have 3 missing students now. Nah, man, they're gone.
Well, that's because Kaz, when he got stopped being in prison, like literally static shocked the entire room. So
Yeah, they were like, oh,
no,
they're
he
gone.
Majin Vegeta did, dude.
Final
And then
flash.
ultimately, the headmaster was like, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of uniform. This whole mess started because of the damn thing.
Yeah, he just made uniforms abolished.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like you think you're cool because you're being a rebel, not wearing your uniform. Guess what? There's no rule. You're not a rebel anymore. You're not cool. So
Can't take the fight from the kid, so take the kid from the fight.
that's right. So episode 4, we kind of like this one made me think of Boondocks a lot.
They all made me think of Boondocks a lot.
This one specifically. I
Oh,
think.
right. Ed wants
So-
the third.
Kaz's favorite uncle died. Was it Agatha's like husband or
No,
was
it wasn't
his
I
husband.
was just wondering.
It was just another uncle.
So this rich uncle passed away. And they're
At
like,
sea.
you get to
He did what he loved doing. What, drowning?
yeah, dude, that's-
I'm like, oh wow.
No, swimming, you idiot.
but there was some kind of estate that he owned, and Kaz was gonna go.
He did
clean
not
up.
own it. The family trust owned
Okay,
it.
the family trust owns it.
This
and
is very
Kaz-
important.
Kaz is gonna go clean it up with his 2 homies, Lexi and Goddyfellow.
Gottlieb.
God, thank you. Because
Godly fellow.
I couldn't remember his name, but Gottlieb.
How could you forget him? He's so Hispanic.
It's because his
Or
name was
black.
hard to hear. I just heard Lexi and Godfellow.
I feel like they didn't really say his name as much as Lexi.
Yeah, they didn't.
Like, that's why I forget his name too. Like, it was just like they only mentioned him a couple times, but he is in a lot of scenes.
So in this episode, Charles, the robot butler, is the flight person and needed to charge the entire show. And Kaz just didn't let him charge himself. Well, he tried one time, but the battery pack thing exploded.
Which it didn't work. It was
Yeah,
just too old.
it didn't work.
That one was too old. There was also the time when he said, "Hey, let me go find a dealership so I can charge myself." I was like, ugh, whatever. And he couldn't find one.
Either way, so during Charles's charging woes, kind of like your cell phone battery almost dying and you needing a charge.
Exactly what it is.
The Gotti and
Lexi.
Lexi and Kaz were like, let's clean this up. That's when his cousin, what's the Boondocks guy name?
Ed Wunsler the third.
Ed Wunsler the third with
Well, that
purple
wasn't
hair.
his real name, but yeah,
No,
let's
no,
go
duh.
with
That
it.
was
'cause I
he.
calls it-
He
Yeah.
asked me what the Boondocks character's name was, and I gave him the
Yeah.
correct answer.
But Edward Wunsler the third with purple hair and a bowl cut came riding in on an ATV. He was like, "Yo, this is my house, man!" And Kaz just like,
He didn't even show up to his dad's funeral.
House doesn't belong to you. It doesn't pass down because it belongs to the family trust.
See, and
But
that's why it's important you make that distinction. No
I'm
man did
here to clean it up, and then we'll see who can bid for it. But I have a lot of fond memories of this place, so I think I'll be here. And Edward's just like, I don't give a fuck, man. Get out my...
He was like, screw this bullshit. I'm going to get this house one way or the other.
And he explicitly says, y'all think you just better than me because I can only do water magic. In this case, while Kaz is cleaning up and runs into this like rambunctious raccoon that wants to seem to attack him in the face, Lexi and Gotti are like, well, let's go swimming in the infinity pool.
Oh!
They jump into that pool, and guess what anime we're watching now?
Run my one half!
Because Lexi became a woman and Gotti became a panda with signs.
I wouldn't call that a woman.
During this time,
Looks like a
Kaz,
bullet wound to me, B.
Kaz had ran into his ex-girlfriend, and we learned that his ex-girlfriend is now dating the Japone, a mixture of what seems like Italy and Japan. Japone Grand Prix racer, and he's going to take part in the Neo Yokio Grand Prix. And Kaz feels like he wants to one-up her. So he throws a mansion party, much like The Great Gatsby.
No, he doesn't throw a mansion party.
Doesn't he?
It's someone else's party.
Oh,
Yeah,
someone
Someone else's
he
party
goes-
in the Hamptons.
Thank you.
That he's
They're in the
attending.
Hamptons.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
How are you gonna? Oh my god! Like this is so important details. This is
No, this show's not important.
This
So
is so
there's no
important.
important
Oh my
details.
god,
Well,
dude!
at first
Like
they were trying to find his cousin to reverse the water magic on
you
Lexi.
bourgeois thespian bitch ass.
That's right. So, while they're
understand high
trying to
society.
while they're trying to find Edward Winslow III to reverse
Not Edward.
the-
It's just Ed.
Ed Winslow III to find to reverse the magic, Archangelo comes driving by and is like, "Hey, who's that honey next to you?" Which happened to be Lexi.
Which is conveniently also a girl's name.
Yeah.
It fits.
He tries to hit up Lexi while he doesn't talk, and Kaz convinces Lexi, "Hey, just pretend to be my girlfriend at this party, so since Emily will be there, I can make her jealous."
Is that her name?
I think so. So they go to this party.
I don't.
I think it's Kathy or...
I think
I think
it
it's
began
Emily.
with a C.
Does it? I thought it was Emily.
Were you going to say Cracky or something?
Cracky.
Good old crackers.
It would fit. But anyways, they go to this party. Lexi wants to hit on this lesbian, like the number one lesbian. I wonder if there's a board for that, like
I'm sure there is, man.
the ranking of lesbians.
But it's
Either
somewhere
way,
else.
either way, Lexi got his priorities straight. Like, oh, I'm a woman. I'm going to aim for the top lesbian right now.
Because I'm into the girls. Archangelo was into him though, and Kaz was getting upset because he saw that Lexi was hitting on a girl and trying to kiss her while he was trying to show him off to his ex-girlfriend. And the ex-girlfriend's like, "It looks like your date is into that girl." And then Kaz comes over and is like, "What are you doing?
Kaz, I don't think you know how to treat women.
You're a misogynist." And he goes, "But you're a girl and you're my girlfriend, so kiss me." And then forces himself upon Lexi and says, "Just because I'm a girl right now doesn't mean I'm actually a girl. Gender's a spectrum, homie."
Well,
I might
he
be
was
a
like,
girl.
"Yo, dog, you can't be kissing me like that. That's not acceptable."
Yeah, it ain't fair. That's when he throws the, "I don't think you know how to treat women now that I'm seeing you from this perspective. Maybe that's why Cracky decided to leave you." And Kaz has a little reflection on himself. Maybe I don't know how to treat women. I'm sorry, Lexi. After he became a man, because
I forgot the part where he tossed his ass in the pool.
yeah, that happened too. Well,
It was a good throw.
Lexi tossed Kaz into the
Yeah,
pool.
he certainly did. That's where he saw his reflection of himself. He was down
He was
in
like,
that water.
Mulan. the reflection knows who I am or something.
Wait.
Who
Is that Mulan?
girl I see
Yeah,
Ah.
the reflection.
back at me? Anyways, he found out who he was inside, and next morning
Misogynist.
they went into Ed, and Ed's like, "Oh yeah, okay, I got you and your homie." Touches the water. They jump in. Panda becomes Gotti again. Lexi becomes a man again, and then the raccoon jumps into the pool. And guess who came back? It's the dead uncle.
What?
Oh.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah,
No, my idiot son.
turned me into a raccoon so he
Ah.
could claim that I was dead.
Wait,
yeah.
what sort of accent did he have?
He had one of these voices.
He always sounded like Cosgrove.
But
Who?
Cosgrove from Freakazoid.
Damn, I haven't watched.
Hey,
this episode.
Cosgrove, why do you like meat so much?
I like.
Wait, no.
I
Hey,
like
Cosgrove, why aren't
sandwiches.
you married? I like meat too much.
Okay, got you.
But yeah, Ed was just like, oh man, like I was showing off these cool, sick ass water magic to all my friends, and all of a sudden they turn into some butterflies, so I'm chasing the bitch ass.
Yeah,
I love that line. And then like the scene is just him with a butterfly
and
that
chasing after 4 butterflies.
He was like, and I got that sick idea to turn my
Pops.
Pops into a raccoon.
And he goes, and Kaz, so you turned him into a filthy vermin? That's right.
You idiot.
All for the
I
house?
don't even own the house. It's in the family trust.
Well, I didn't know that yet, Dad, but I know that now.
Slap. Slap.
That's when I found
You're a
out
good kid,
that
Kaz.
he's like, why can't you be more like your dandy cousin over here?
Dandy.
Made me think of League of Legends since Dandy, you know.
I think it's Space Dandy.
Also, Charles' battery finally went out after like 3 days, which is a pretty good battery life. For
Oh
a
yeah,
robot.
because Kaz never got him a temporary battery or let him charge.
Too busy with his own problems, okay, man? You don't understand.
So
You understand, B?
at the end of that episode, we find out that we thought that Charles would just shut down and they would have to walk back home or whatever. But actually, Charles disassembles and a tiny little woman named
A gnome.
Sadie, yeah, basically a gnome named Sadie with a foul mouth. It's just like, hello, Kaz. I fucking wanted to charge and you wouldn't let me do it because I have a potty mouth and I'm Sadie.
Yo, dog, don't you know how mecha works?
Yeah, so we thought
Of course,
that
there's a person inside.
we thought it was a robot.
I
but it
got
was
her
actually a
used. I
mecha.
didn't know.
Yeah. So next 2 episodes is kind of a continuation.
Well, actually, at the end of that episode, the billboard exploded. So
yeah, on the way back.
yeah. So then that
No,
leads into episode
You just
5.
saw the terrorist attack.
Yeah, they have a
Roads are
little road
closed.
sign that said terrorist attack. And that's the ominous little signal for the next episode where because of
In the world is Carmen San Diego.
the grand
When did the Caprese Boy take place?
Crazy Boy took place in like
No,
episode 2.
Yeah, episode 3.
Oh man, I think that's a really important detail.
It ain't
You
though.
gotta know, because that could have been my other title.
The
I was
Caprese
gonna
Boy.
be a Caprese Boy.
Well, you didn't go that route. Gotti and Lexi come up with some kind of drink.
A
where-
cocktail.
A cocktail
Okay.
of tomato and something. And it
Oh my
sounded
god,
like
do you
a
not
weird
know what goes in a
combination.
caprese salad, dude? It's mozzarella, basil, and tomato.
Thanks.
And then
So-
it's a it's a
As a waiter,
caprese
you would
cocktail.
know that.
No, man, as a person who loves food, I
You
would know that.
That's good.
And then Kaz was the poster boy of the Caprese. He was the Caprese boy.
because
Yeah.
apparently it was a great drink.
It was. Have you ever had a caprese?
No.
You're missing out.
At the same time, they had a small Hell'Italia moment as he drank the Caprese, where they put an Italian flag behind Kaz and gave him a weird face, because that's anime. Anyways,
Anime.
Janai.
Anime Janai.
So,
Anime Janai.
So moving on, like
because of the
No, we
Grand Prix,
gotta give the,
the
shout out to
Soviet-
Double Zeta Gundam.
because the Soviet Union sent their racer
Mia Djokovic.
Yeah.
Mila
So-
Djokovic.
Mila, the Russian, yes, the Soviets.
Yeah, Mila
Russians.
Soviet was their racer, and Kaz was supposed to watch her.
Like be her bodyguard or something, or also make her sure that she doesn't affect.
Yeah, but and especially because
Who
of the
do
terrorist
they think
attack.
she is? The boss?
Oh yeah, speaking about the terrorist attack, it also kind of threw the world in chaos
Turmoil.
because because they didn't know who was the #1 bachelor, so then that made Archangelo and Kaz.
Best friends.
No, Archangelo demanded that they would be best friends
Hey,
because
buddy.
there's no ranking.
Yeah, there's nothing to fight about. We're
There's
friends
no more-
now.
there's-
We're not. There's no East Side
Side
gentlemen and West Side gentlemen.
They're
There are
gentlemen.
just gentlemen. And he was really being a good homie to Kaz the entire time.
Yeah, dude.
That's when I started liking his
The
character. He was
strongest
like-
No,
homie.
duh. They wanted you to like him because of that. As the rival finally became the friend, a very common anime trope. Kaz
this
was
anime.
dealing with the fact that he had to bodyguard for Mila because his aunt Agatha was very adamant that if he screws this up, the family will be in turmoil. At the same time, though, Helena was being blamed for the terrorist attack of the bombing of the bachelor board.
Oh boy, when are we getting to the dude in the wig?
Now, because of the connection that Kaz had shared with Helena, they have some guy. Do you remember his name?
The Redeemer.
The Redeemer,
Reclaimer.
yeah, the Reclaimer, Redeemer.
The Ricochet.
If I could walk 1,000 miles and I would walk 1,000 more reclaimer judge decided who wants to put on makeup
Yes.
like the bourgeoisie of the Hunger Games. He had blue eyeshadow.
I've never seen the Hunger
Well,
Games.
that's on you.
So are the Beastie Boys playing the OST for that?
Totally.
Oh,
That would be a better movie.
But
But
the Hunger
I'll
Games
watch it.
was bad.
yeah.
Wow. I thought people liked that.
As a
thing.
reader of the books and watcher of the
Oh,
movies,
you're one of those.
Yes.
Carry on then.
I read the book first. So,
Maybe
the
you're less
Redeemer-
neo-reach than I thought.
the Redeemer had been questioning Kaz unlawfully because as a exorcist, I was about to say an atheist, as an exorcist, he has
You know, after his
Diplomatic
girlfriend dumped
magistry?
him, I'm pretty sure he didn't believe in God anymore anyways.
probably definitely so. He would definitely write that poetry. But yeah, he had diplomatic magistry or something like that that allows him to not be questioned.
He's above the law.
He's above
He
the law
is the
because he's
law.
rich. Yeah. And Aunt Agatha was trying to protect him, but the Reclaimer definitely felt that something was up.
Was a mist.
During that time, as they're showing Mila a good time with some caprese
Oh yeah,
and ball
good
hopping.
and bar hopping, as Arcangelo said, "Look at this international." Oh, I forgot. Arcangelo's also a Grand Prix racer, but he goes, "Look at this international squad. We should go hit the bars up. We have Lexi, Gotti, myself, Kaz, and Mila." And Mila's like, "Yes, and I'm your boss, Kaz. You can't tell me no because
Who is paying you?
the
The
Soviets."
Russians. I am Russian. I am paying you. I am your boss tonight.
And so they go out. They end up like at a strip club. Kaz gets pulled in because he's Kaz, and while he's getting smooched, Mila decides to run off. For I still don't understand why.
Well, she was affecting. They said like the luxury in
Neo-Yokio?
the luxury in Russia isn't the same as in Neo-Yokio. So a lot of them come over defect, and then they did kind of live their life in Neo-Yokio.
Oh, that dude, that nerd you guys were talking about, the IT guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you could have said that, and I would be like, oh, I know him.
I didn't know you knew the IT.
I don't care for that show.
It's a good show.
Anyway, so
Okay.
Mila runs off. Kaz chases her, in a not as epic as Death Note the movie chase scene, and Mila ends up pawning off her driver suit to a fisherman, which for some reason Kaz still assumes is Mila. And fisherman guy goes, "Yeah, this young hot girl just took off her clothes, paid me $200 to wear her clothes, and I gave her my clothes, and she's in a boat." And then they switch the shot to like a picture of like 15 boats. And Kaz is like, "I give up."
His name was the Remembrancer,
Oh, the remembrance.
and he was voiced by Steve Buscemi.
Who is?
You know that one dude looks like he's always dying.
No.
I'm pretty sure he's hello there, fellow kids.
Oh, really?
how did that help you? How did that help you?
I know that means.
I think that's the dude. He looks like him though. You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
they drew him like him a little bit too.
Yeah, with those lists and stuff.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the character they kind of drew to the
Jude
likeness,
Law
yeah.
was Charles. Susan Sarandon was Aunt Agatha.
So,
So they
What were
he
we
was
talking
like-
about? I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, so Kaz
I was too busy looking for the Remembrancer's name.
So Kaz basically said, "Hey, I guess I'll just pay you $400 for the clothes back," and then
yeah, because he's like, "No, I like this suit."
it's like 500 and whatever, and then he did the walk of shame back to his hotel room, and there, behold, Helena.
Helena sitting in his bed, going, "Hello, Kaz,"
Oh, hi, Kaz.
which gets us straight into episode
Oh,
6
hi,
because there's
Kaz.
no cliffhangers in a Netflix original series. You can just binge right through it.
No, it's a cliffhanger.
I
all
mean,
the
there's no
time.
cliffhangers. It's like
It should have took us a couple minutes for that episode to get to that episode.
So Helena basically is asking Kaz for help to be harbored because she is being searched for as the #1 enemy of the state.
also she admitted I blew up the billboard. It's some
She says Neo-Yokio is a darker place and not because of the demons, and that
there you
billboard
go.
is a symbol of part of that darkness. So Kaz decides to help Helena escape Neo-Yokio because he wants to let her free from
No,
being
man,
a terrorist.
That's not what he wants.
He wants a
He
girlfriend.
wants that hookup from the Hamptons
That's
again.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
So they come up with some kind of racing strategy. The Reclaimer
Remembrancer.
the Remembrancer
Steve Buscemi.
still visits his hotel, and unlawfully just goes, "Hey, is this a bad time?" Kaz is like, "Yes, it's a terrible time." "Hey, is that a chair?" Opens the door. "That's a great chair."
Well, it was he.
No, I think it was a lamp, and it was a replica.
And then, "Where's your bedroom?"
It was like, well, since I'm in here, I have to see the bedroom because I'm a
Furniture enthusiast.
Yeah, he was just like, sure.
Do you mind if I smoke in here?
And the bed is the heart of the house.
Yeah.
Sadie did some quick work as Charles and put Helena outside as she pretended to be in the bed.
It was like, oh, who's this lovely lady? And Kaz was just like, that's
She's
no
not a
lovely lady.
Yeah, it's no lady. So, Remembrancer totally understands that something's going on, but decides to let it slide so he could just follow Kaz later. As Kaz comes up with the concoctive idea of putting on Mila's suit, racing in her place, then putting Helena in the storage bin of the Grand Prix.
I'm so confused that a Formula One car like that has all
no
that empty
engine.
space.
Yeah, it has no engine.
The engine's in the back.
Oh. Well, yeah, they have all that empty space in the
I
hood.
don't know.
Well,
I have no
like,
clue what
they,
the
they
engine is.
they have hollow stuff to like make them lighter, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
Either way, they were going to, at the end of the race, there's a turnoff into New Jersey
Jay-Z.
because everything's legal.
To
in
the
New
Lincoln
Jersey.
Tunnel, I
To
think. which
Empire
is real.
City.
Yeah. And since everything is legal in New Jersey, they were gonna
Not everything.
they were gonna drive off Helena there to be away from Yokio where she could live off her life. That episode becomes a giant Grand Prix race scene
Like going through all the way through Neo Yokio.
as
Yeah.
Charles guides him
Mm.
through the traffic, telling him he needs to go faster, the speed's not good enough, blah blah blah.
Also, him having a revelation that, hey, maybe Neo Yokio isn't that good of a city.
because they have the track go through the slums and they don't tell like the poor people basically.
Like, they don't evacuate or anything. They have to drive through
people.
Yeah.
and at that moment, people are throwing rocks. They are the Tuscan Raiders of pod racing.
What are the Tuscan? Oh, this is a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, it's
isn't
a
it?
Star Wars thing.
I don't remember that movie.
The sand people.
I don't remember that.
They shoot pod racers. Do you remember that? No, you
No.
don't. Okay.
No,
Don't
I
worry
remember
about
Jar Jar Binks.
it. Nope.
Not that one.
You know who will understand this? Puneet.
Maybe, probably.
So they that's when Kaz realizes that Neo Yokio does not care about the poor, and maybe that is a little bit of what Helena's talking about.
And he's also trying to beat up his old ex's new
No,
boyfriend in
his
the race.
His ex's new boyfriend,
Yeah.
who is from Japone and the reigning champion
4 times in a row.
of this Grand Prix,
Radicchio. And then there's that French Canadian butthole.
who didn't like Mila
Yeah.
because he said she stole races from him.
She crashes him on purpose.
Yeah.
Collusion.
Collusion. They should have got that actor to be
What?
the actor from the league who
Oh,
claims
yeah,
collusion.
That's
That
where
would've
we
been
get
good.
that from, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is where we get it from.
Is that Ruxin?
So, yeah, it's Ruxin.
Forever
And,
unclean.
I think Kaz was
Jaden
losing,
Smith,
and then,
forever unclean.
Archangelo was like, "Oh, hey, Kaz, I didn't know you were in this race."
Yeah, he's like, yeah,
Archangelo got in this too. His dad just bought him a spot.
I need you to get the Japone guy off of me.
Only if you call me homie.
I only help homies.
Are you?
Are
my
you a homie?
Archangelo, you know I'm your friend already, all right? And he goes, no.
I need
And
you to say
Yeah,
it.
like,
I need you to say I'm your homie.
Ugh.
Fine, I'm your homie. So
He was like, "All right, a black guy call me a homie. I'm the coolest guy in Neo Yokio."
and Archangelo just crashes into the side of the underwater tube, therefore making a giant flood take out all the other racers except Japone and him, and Kaz. Archangelo,
His name is Radicchio.
Radicchio. Thank you.
I'm not sure if that's the first or last name.
I
But...
think it's the last name, but
It's his
Oh,
only
I think it's
name.
Mark Radicchio.
Archangelo
I don't know.
takes solace in the fact that he looks like a Gucci model because his hair is wet
in the daytime.
in the daytime. And Kaz tells Charles, hey, man, you know I could have won this race, right?
Of course, sir.
And so Radicchio gets to take the race as Kaz does the right thing, turns off into New Jersey to try to get Helena out of there,
And making him the fifth time champion of this race or whatever.
letting him keep his glory. As he looks like he's riding off into the sunset, the Remembrancer comes up in his SUV for some reason, which can keep up with a Grand Prix car. But
Also, it's
If you recall, the speed that he needed to be going over that bridge was like 135.
Yeah, but it was too much.
That
weight.
is exceptionally slow. Those cars can go like 400 miles per hour, dude.
Oh, but the weight.
But
400 miles per hour.
But then also you gotta think, he's in an F1 car. Where did he think he was gonna hide? Because that's a car that can stand out pretty well.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone would be like, well, I wonder
That's
what
why I
kind
think
of car that
that's-
is.
I think that's why
Okay,
the
listen, the
remembrance,
point
dude.
is when you drive fast like that, the cops just don't bother because you're too fast. I can't catch up. Helicopter,
remembrance-
if I call a helicopter, it's not going to catch up to you in
The
time.
Remembrancer definitely caught up though.
Yeah, that wasn't a Formula One car.
So, basically, Kaz takes it off road, crashes into a tree, is bleeding.
That was the worst plan ever, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off this freeway. Woo!
Remembrancer comes up, says, "Ha, Kaz, I knew I'd catch you, and I know your little ploy now too." And Agatha yells at him from a helicopter, "Hey, you forgot that we have diplomatic magistry."
It's
Not
like,
when
it
he's
doesn't-
harboring a terrorist.
Yeah, this
And-
doesn't work when you're colluding with a terrorist.
And Kaz is like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, and Agatha, I claim to collusion." They open the bag, and it's Sadie.
Look who it is. It's Sadie.
And
The old
boys.
lady.
Remembrancer has no idea what to do, is in disbelief because Charles all along had been Helena. Helena flies off into the sunset because the no-fly rule since the Grand Prix is over is lifted. And the last ending scenes happen to be very, very familiar of the first scenes of the show.
The
Of
Kaz-
two girls playing basketball.
With
Tennis. Two girls playing tennis.
They could have
as
been basketball
Kaz
to
being
me.
melancholic. He claims that
I
there
think they had
is
identical animations too.
there is a new board of Bachelor things, so me and Arcangelo are no longer friends.
We're rivals again.
Damn.
I now have a new Charles the Second.
Charles II, I think it was.
No, it was Charles II.
Really?
It was like
Man, it should have been Charles Mark II.
No,
No,
and-
because that would have been too cool.
and
No, it
once
wouldn't.
again,
That new Charles looked good, dude.
my heart weighs heavy as I once again am alone in this world. As Helena, I haven't seen since that instance.
And
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
It cuts off into the ending theme was just like a hoity-toity little like
It's
waltz thing.
it's very familiar.
It seems
It's
very
it's
familiar.
a song that exists. It's not "Fluffin' a Duck" by Kevin MacLeod or whatever.
After that break, you always know what time it is, guys. It will.
I
be
certainly
the
don't.
Netflix clickbait. Yeah, I know. I haven't been.
Why are
very
you
good
saying
about
that
this
word, dog? Didn't we
That's
agree
so,
no sponsors?
You're absolutely right. It is clickbait time.
I mean, just because we watch this on our legal Netflix accounts,
Yes, on our legal Netflix accounts.
doesn't mean we're sponsored by them. We just have to have it.
All right.
this is
So
the
it's
only
click-
way you can legally watch this.
So this is clickbait, the segment in which, much like in much streaming services, when they try to get you to watch a show, they usually have a description. So this is our shot at writing the description.
This show is too hard to do.
It is a smorgasbord of tropes and yeah, no, it is really hard.
I don't have a good one.
You know.
I don't.
Should we start off with you then?
You can, I guess. I don't
All
know.
right. So, this is the clickbait segment on Neo Yokio with number 2 Bachelor of the Daijo crew,
I'm Danny Rand.
Danny Rand.
Come follow Danny Rand as I am the Iron Fist. Are we starting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm Danny Rand. The Psycho combination. Psycho means strongest. Of East and West, Neo Yokio is under attack by demons. But who has time to worry about that when your girlfriend broke up with you and moved halfway across the continent? Certainly not Kaz Kan, ace demon hunter extraordinaire. But even he can't escape filial piety, as threats from his aunt cannot be ignored. Along with his West Side gentleman, Lexian Gottlieb, Kaz has to fight his way back into the hearts of the people to become Neo Yokio's #1 most eligible bachelor.
Wow.
The West Side gentlemen were the bad ones.
Nah, dog, I looked it up.
They're from Easton.
No. Like, I literally looked at the episode
Uh-huh.
where Arcangelo was introduced with
Uh-huh.
the East Side Boys. So y'all can suck a dick.
Is it the East Side
But-
boy or East Side
But
gentleman?
Kaz goes to Easton.
Okay. He's a West Side boy, though.
But he's a West Side boy.
The East Side Boys
getting jiggy with it.
I don't know, dude.
I assume their team is the opposite because, you know,
how to be posh.
Archangelo he hangs out with the West Side or the East Side gentlemen. Yeah.
I think it's because he was hanging.
You know
out
what?
with
Okay,
Dottie
fuck off. These clickbaits are always wrong anyways. There's a crazy blue cat man. He's gonna suck your dick as you become the dragon.
That's fairy tale. I expected better from you, Julie. I think,
dude,
I think we might get you this time.
I did not have any. I think you guys got me last time too.
Yeah, interesting. All right, I'm
I
gonna
told
go
you,
next.
man,
We're
it
gonna
was
let Wah be
hard.
the closer.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, so much pressure.
So
Why is
Wah,
there pressure?
Go ahead and.
I'm like, Tweak, so much pressure. Tweak, calm down. Have some more coffee.
Who are you gay with, dude? It's not me. I'm not Craig.
I am not Craig either. All right, so someone get me in there.
Here is clickbait with Sigurd.
On Neo Yokio.
Lifestyle of the rich and famous in the metropolis of Neo Yokio. Join in on the daily going-ons of the number 2 most eligible bachelor, Kaz Khan, and his robo-butler Charles as he searches for love and banishes the demons in young girls' hearts.
He's number 1, motherfucker.
They've been going on and off. Like, he's number 1,
He's
then
number
number 2,
1.
then number 4, then number 25.
He's number 1.
He started off as number 2.
He's number 1.
And he ended as number 2.
He's number
2
1.
is the loneliest number.
Thanks, Jaden.
He's right.
All right. So
Wait. 2 can be as bad as 1. It's the loneliest number since the number 1.
Yeah, you're right.
It is. That wasn't even a Jaden thing. That was just right.
No, it's just right. All right, let's finish this off with clickbait with Wah on Neo Yokio.
In New York, born and raised in the Hampton, where I spend most of my days, chilling, maxing, and relaxing, all cool, and shooting up, and shooting to the top to the bachelor board. When the East Side gentleman who were up to no good, so I make trouble in my neighborhood. I got into one little fight, and my mechan robot got scared. He said, "You're moving with your aunt to exterminate demons."
All right. I was worried that mine was bad.
I think I was fired. That was pretty good for Wah.
Pretty good for my standard.
I think it would have been good if one of the words rhymed. I mean, 2 of them.
Started making trouble in my neighborhood because they were up to no good.
I had to change a lot of things to make it mad, but
Your Aunt Agatha could have got scared and said you're moving.
moving where though? Well, I think I did had her, but I changed it to Charles. Instead. Yeah.
I feel like you should have worked. Okay, so what you just released was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yes,
Okay.
I copy pasted
No,
and
with
changed
the-
some stuff.
With a few,
That's exactly what it was. Marvel Infinite's just 3
with a few DLC,
with a bunch of characters missing.
It could be straight fire. So
And those characters are
Yeah,
rhymes.
I mean, hey guys, give me money and I'll produce something.
Ugh.
All right, guys. So now that we moved on from clickbait, we can actually get into the meat and bones of this podcast. Let's talk Neo Yokio.
Let's talk.
All right.
Let's talk, you Neo Riche.
Who goes first?
So what is Neo Riche?
Yeah, did we ever explain that?
No,
I
you
don't-
just kept calling me it the entire time.
It's a derogatory term used for derogatoriness.
Reasons?
I don't even know what it means. I don't even know how you spell it, man.
I think
When I hear Neo Riche, I think of Mahjong. And I think of Ricci.
Richie.
I don't know what Riche means. I don't know what Neo Riche is.
It's like, I guess, like being neo chic and
I don't know
a
what neo chic is.
derogatory
What's a
term.
Neo Chic?
It's like your dress style. You can be chic. Usually chic is seen as
Oh.
chic and posh, but
GQ.
maybe Archangelo was trying to put him down for dressing differently. when he
Because
called
he's
Neo
new
Riche.
money, right?
Yes, because he was new money.
He's Neo money.
He's Neo money. But all right, Neo Yokio. A lot of people have been on the fence on if this is a good anime, a bad anime,
Or just anime.
or just anime.
Okay, so real talk.
which is our rating system.
You-
However,
It's not anime.
but
I'm not giving the pass
but-
to Avatar.
no.
I'm not giving it to Korra. I'm not giving it to whatever else you weirdos want to put out there. This is
Boondocks.
not anime.
But before
Boondocks
we
is
get
anime.
there, I
No, it's
just want to
not.
give a little bit of background. A lot of people have watched this because they want to try to figure out a category for this. Netflix is really trying to push this to be categorized as anime, as Japanese animation. So let's start off there. What did you think of the art style for Neo Yokio?
Honestly, it was a cross between Boondocks and like Kappa Mikey, really.
Kappa.
Honestly, it was Boondocks.
I mean, I looked at
no
it.
cross, no
I-
Kappa Mikey cross.
I could see that maybe the animation studio was Boondocks, as we've seen like Sasuke's fight also in Boondocks at the same time. A lot of people are outsourcing their animation duties to Korea.
Yeah, Korea.
And I don't
Korea
know.
booze.
I don't know if New Yokio was necessarily produced in Korea, but to me, the art style for this looks like manga 101 drawing.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they're. I'm sure that's
It
what they were
seemed
going
like
for.
Early Flash drawing.
I don't know about early Flash.
Like
it was,
Adventure
it was
Quest.
better,
It's
better
definitely,
animated
like,
than
you
that.
wouldn't expect it was made recently. Like it could have been like
A 90s
few-
anime.
Yeah.
But
No,
do you
I
think-
wouldn't say
Not
that.
90, probably like
Early,
early
2000s?
2000s.
No,
like, late 90s,
I feel like it had qualities of
Would you
a
can it-
modern day anime, but the effort put into animation was not there.
Oh god, did you see some of the movements when he was walking with the chairman? It looked like picture by picture by picture, not like a smooth movement.
His fights, the demon fights,
Uh-huh.
were all probably at like 12 or 8 FPS.
Yeah. I mean, like, because at moments, it
I
seemed
think-
like
I think
90s
his Static
cartoon
Shock
Batman, yeah,
overpowered
Static Shock.
the machines, and they just had to. They couldn't animate
Was
it.
it
all
for
that.
seizure reasons? Though?
Maybe.
Maybe. Overall, I don't think Neo Yokio was an attractive anime visually.
Actually, no, it kind of reminds me of something like Totally Spies.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Totally Spies.
It's definitely American.
early
eyes.
90s cartoons to me. Not early 90s cartoons, late 90s, early 2000s cartoons, but like 90s Batman.
Like stuff you'll see on Cartoon Network, like Totally Spies.
I wouldn't say 90s Batman. Different than that.
Like Batman the Animated Series. I think that the animation wasn't bad for it.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I like that one. I
But,
don't
I
like the
mean,
one
if you
where his
compare it to what
chest
we're-
became black. It missed the yellow symbol. That.
Yeah.
Well, let's not talk about this right now.
But you're saying, well,
But yeah, no, it's definitely like something you would expect from like Cartoon Network or maybe even Adult Swim. It's not. I wouldn't call it Japanese.
Well, I think this is one of those stoner shows.
Not stoner show. Like
Well, I think this is Tom Goes to the Mayor.
I don't even watch any
which
of
one?
those stoner
Which
shows.
one was that one again?
It was the one where they're just like fucking white and blue paper cutouts that do things against real backgrounds.
Okay,
Where-
probably not that part, but
where the
like,
mayor is like an idiot. Let's not talk. I hate that show. I hate
but
Tim
like,
and Eric,
yeah, you definitely get like a Boondocks kind of vibe, but then also like
especially with Ed.
I do feel
like the later version of like Scooby Doo or anything like.
yeah, I do feel that this show. I mean, if you do feel like it's one of those Adult Swim shows, I can kind of see what you mean by quote unquote stoner show. But like, do you think that was the intent? Because to me, I
Absolutely.
could see that it was a satire on anime. So
Yeah,
I
totally
see-
was.
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Or do you think they're trying to make social commentary?
Why not both?
Well, yeah, a lot of satires are
Yeah.
social commentary.
It's a little both. Like
¿Por qué
it's-
no los dos?
So-
like the way I kind of feel like it's like, hey, here's the character names. These are kind of like the general plot, but as for the script, go nuts, like just do whatever, have fun.
You know
Oh, I
what-
definitely don't think that they were going improv on this at all.
I got the vibe of Ghost Story.
Yeah, I
dub
felt
on
like,
it, like
I felt like it could be like someone just like, hey, this is anime. Let's dub it.
I mean, I think that a lot of people were saying that that was intentional, though. It was
Oh, I'm
intentionally
sure, yeah.
written like that.
Yeah, 100%. But I feel like life imitates art.
I mean, the only reason why I'm like trying to make sure that that's known is that a lot of the actors to be picked in this definitely probably didn't give two cares about this project whatsoever. They were literally probably just paid to read lines. I would love to find someone say that like one of my favorite projects I'm working on was Neo Yokio.
I'm
You know what
sure
saying? Jude
Well,
Law
I don't know,
definitely
like,
did
I'm
not care about
sure
this script.
that, hello, fellow youngsters, definitely loved it.
You think
Hit this
so?
part great.
No, I think he
Mm.
probably just saw this as a quick
Can I
paycheck.
smoke? No, it's a good thing I brought my vape.
Gosh.
Ah.
yeah, no, because I kind of think the opposite. It's like, hey, here's a paycheck, here's some lines, but you know they kind of go nuts. Because I feel like the stuff they were saying were like you wouldn't find them in the normal script or anything unless like the person was just like, oh yeah, let's add in like, oh yeah, let's turn my friends to butterfly and catch these bitches.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I think that was written.
Yeah, no, it was all intentional. I think
Yeah, I think
nothing
intentional.
about this show was unintentional.
Exactly.
I think they knew what they were doing. This isn't manslaughter. This is murder.
So another reason why I felt that this was probably very Adult Swim is the juxtaposition between Kaz's speak and the Dandy Life versus his friends. You had
In the what? Wait, what?
it's polar opposite. People are supposed to be living in a high society, yet we had very boondocks, Ed Wensler III, gangsta speak coming out of most of the people around Kaz.
It's because they're neo-riche.
Well, we don't know how Gotti and Lexi got their money.
Who says they have money?
They're at a prep school.
I don't think that means
Did
they
they
have
go to
money.
school?
I'm pretty
Huh?
sure people's
They
moms
were at
suck
the school.
dicks
They
to
were
go to
part
school
of, They were part
sometimes.
of the field hockey team.
Yeah, remember?
I think they were just on a team, but did they
Yeah.
actually
No,
go-
they went to the school. That was their alma mater.
Yeah.
Alma mater. Alma guest.
Alma mater means that.
We
that
only
wasn't-
really got one scene of the school, so it's hard to say if like they actually attended
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
school.
sure they went there. Whatever, man. That's cool. It's
Anyway,
fine.
Anyways, so as we touched on the art, we touched on the intention. Do you think that it was successful in delivering its message? Like, what do you think that New Yokio was trying to talk about?
Jokes.
Jokes? Just
Good jokes.
Meme it up?
Not
I
memes. It's not. This is not memes.
You don't think that it was intentionally trying to make memes?
No. I mean, okay. So Toblerone could be a meme,
Uh-huh.
but not really. I think it was just writing. You know.
Hmm.
I don't think there's any memes there. I think as a memologist, I would not classify this as a
As a meme.
no, not that, as a meme generator.
What?
I think in terms of production and the way they kind of handle it, like I felt like they were trying to make a social commentary on like high society or high life. Like, oh, it's people talk about like ball harping or having like having the best like fashion, but it's also like it's not, you're not happy. Is it things? I think the way they produce it, like I think having it on Netflix and releasing all 6 episodes was a good idea because you can then binge watch it and like, okay, that was a good show or whatever, or that I watched it. This is not the type of show you'll want to like, oh man, I can't wait for next week to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, because I think I read they were going to put it on like Fox's Animation Domination, and then they're going to move it to like FXX, I think the premiere or the special paid FX channel, and then I think that eventually got dropped, and then Netflix eventually picked up. So I think in a sense,
Because what won't they pick up?
Wow. Yeah.
like it's also what's it called? This is the type where you can say no.
I'm Danny Rand.
No publicity is bad publicity. Like, I think it's that people are talking about this anime now. Like it's
Not
it's-
anime.
oh,
Stop.
talking about this show.
Cartoon.
Yeah, people are talking
Sit down,
about this
cartoon.
show. Like it's getting word around. Like whether it's bad or not, people are watching and like
It's
reviewing
generating
about
a
it,
lot of
you know?
buzz.
So a lot of people are saying that some people believe that this was made to be viral. How do you feel on that? Like,
To be viral.
to be viral. Like, it's so like one of the, like people are calling this The Room. You know what movie I'm talking about when I say The Room, right? But was
You're just
purposely
a
made-
chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
I love these snort, but
Oh hi Johnny, that's me.
but they're saying
You're my
that
favorite customer.
that the intent of Neo Yokio was to be the room of anime. Like it was intentionally
I don't see it like that.
supposed to be bad, so
No.
bad that it's good.
I thought, no, personally,
Uh-huh.
I thought the writing was on point. I thought it was really good.
Hmm.
They had jokes that landed very well. Wah lost his shit in my room several times because of things that were just said.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, it, again, like
I
the
will
delivery-
be absolutely surprised if Wah says good or bad anime
anime.
or just anime.
Okay. So
Oh,
putting
you
that
know,
out there
going
right
into
you guys
now.
don't think that it's intention. It was so bad that it was good. You guys generally liked the writing for the anime.
In that sense,
yeah.
I feel like it could be like it's hard to say without hearing the interview or the statement from like a director or a producer.
Yeah, no, you definitely. This is an opinion based off of just watching.
Like I kind of feel like it because, I mean, the premise, like the actual plot of the episode of the show, seemed a bit ridiculous, and then I feel like people already know like the relationship with like Jaden Smith, like how not a lot of people are like with him in some sense. Like he probably does know about the hate, so I mean, this is probably a way for him to kind of express that, if anything, really.
So, do you think this anime is only successful because Jaden Smith was the voice actor then? Because I think personally, I think
Kinda,
that
because,
that
like,
it
because
carried
when you-
a lot.
Because when you think about it, people usually associate this like, oh, you mean that Jaden Smith anime or that Jaden Smith show? Kind
Exactly.
Of thing? Yeah.
So
Like
is
it's not
his-
like Neo Yokio. It's like, oh, what's that? Oh, the one with Jaden Smith. Okay.
is
I
his-
think he is the bait, but
Uh-huh.
the skeleton of this show that is the hook will It'll get you.
It'll get you.
It'll get you. Like
You bite,
you're
yeah, you're held
you're
up.
there for this like little black boy who's capitalizing all his first sentences, but then like you bite in and it's like, oh my god, and then like you just
I kind of
you're
agree.
just
Like,
it's
Okay,
it's
please
in your
take
mouth.
hand out of your mouth.
No, this is a hook.
And then
oh.
you're a line and a sinker.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it is a clickbait thing. Like, oh, Jada Smith's in an anime, and then like, okay, let's see how bad this can be, and then they're like, okay, maybe it's not. Some people will say it's
You
not
come
so
for the
bad.
demon slaying, but you stay for the dialogue.
I sure did.
So another popular opinion that I've been reading about is that this anime
Stop. Cartoon.
is
Y'all gotta quit.
can be compared to America's version of Kill la Kill. That it's a social commentary, much
You
like
know?
Wall was saying earlier, on capitalism and consumerism, as Helena as the like true protagonist trying to rebel against all of it and points out the darkness that is consumerism and capitalism, is the true Ryoko.
Ryuko, you
Ryuko.
piece of trash.
Sorry.
You
As-
neo-filtered.
But it is the true protagonist, and that Kaz is just like, I don't know, I guess the Mako.
Satsuko?
No, the Mako. but yeah, that this is just another social commentary. And if you can see that, did it successfully deliver its message, or is it just a funny piece to look at where that can kind of on a superficial level be seen?
I do think I felt like Kill la Kill sort of stuff from this because of all the clothing
I
stuff.
mean that this stemmed from Kill la Kill.
No. Just like, like, hey, this is being like Kill la Kill with all the fashion and
Like
stuff,
you can
and
see
that
all
stuff
the,
going
you
on.
can also see the relationship, like where they.
But despite all the social commentary, I don't think it's meant to be taken serious. I don't think they're trying to get a message out there. I think it was just a device to help drive the plot.
Well,
I kind of have to agree with that. Yeah, it's sort of like it. I guess if they wanted to be serious, they would have been serious.
I
but-
don't see these people who created this thinking to themselves, I'm a visionary. You know what I mean? I think they said, I want to make something funny.
Yeah, I think it's more satire, like, oh, hey, let's sort of talk about this subject and sort of have fun with it, sort of thing.
see, that's where the people who are claiming that this is genius, that's been their main platform. That because of the social commentary, it's actually genius anime.
I mean, yeah, no, if
I
you
think
want
it's- I think
to
it's-
read into it that much, you go right ahead. Go write your English. You go write your English paper. That's gonna have a peer review and all that. But I mean, like, it's like
They don't do that
in-
for art wall.
In some case, like, yeah, it's just like a funny show. This is like the plot where you have one character rebelling against society, kind of thing.
And how did you like the ending?
Oh, you mean the actual ending?
Yeah, the actual ending of it.
There
Because-
was no ending.
Season
This is
2
season
when-
one. Yeah. This is Neo
was
Neo Yokio season 1, episode 6.
Yeah, people.
Oh, I'm really depressed that Arcangelo is not his friend anymore. Though.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of really enjoying
Well,
that dynamic.
Again, I really hate when they sort of do like a reset kind of set in a way, because they try to make it to the same as the opening
Yeah.
in the first episode to like kind of go back to the way
they
it
were
was.
trying
yeah.
to show that it was frivolous and that all of the
Arcangelo is just a tool of the system.
yeah that Neo Yokio itself is a system, and this is just the way life is going to be for Kaz. So a lot of people who hate this say that because Kaz's character is static, right? There's no character growth in Kaz himself because he's back to where he started, and that the anime starts off back to where it started. That it's trash.
I wouldn't say he's back to where he started. He does hold the experiences of everything that happened in those 6 episodes.
Yeah, because I think he still has that
Like,
mindset,
there was
like,
definitely not enough to go on to think that, like, he's the same exact character.
So he went through his breakup with Cracky, since we don't know her name, but yet he still treated Lexi like trash.
What?
He still treated Lexi.
Are you talking about, like, in the old episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I'm saying
I
that
mean, like,
just because he
after
learned his lessons
everything,
doesn't mean that he grew
after everything that's happened,
with Helena.
like, after the entirety of the show, not just, like, all
like the
the
race
instance.
and everything. Yeah.
You're taking him from a point in time in like episode 4, and I'm talking about episode 6. Him like he's changed a bit. Like
Because like he kind of
perhaps I can't even say that
I-
because
yes, I was gonna say I think it's a
because like
perhaps
you
statement.
didn't get anything from the end. You got
was-
2 girls playing tennis
the same
and
two.
Charles II. There was a moment
There was a moment where the blonde girl playing tennis also had orange hair. like
Same
her
same
opponent.
girls, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they ran out of yellow ink or something.
But like his voice wasn't a melancholy tone. It was more like, oh man, I kind of don't like this city anymore. It's like I'm mad at this city now.
Don't you remember his line as he was racing? I'm starting to think Neo Yokio isn't the greatest
Yeah,
place on
there
earth.
was a lot of great little drops of wisdom where it could seem like he was growing as a character, but in the end, it was cyclical.
I don't agree with that. Just because you pass go doesn't mean you're the same thimble. All right?
The same thing-
You could
You're-
own property on Boardwalk
You're
now.
$200 richer now.
You see? It's different.
You started back in the beginning, but you're a new man.
Yeah, just because I ate 17 dragon punches in round 1 doesn't mean that in round 2, when I'm full HP, I'm gonna eat 17 more. It might just be 16.
But if you do eat 17 more, are you telling me that you didn't grow as a character?
That's exactly what
As a
happened.
player.
But there is no evidence to say that because round 2 has not concluded yet.
I see.
We need season 2.
We need season 2, I guess, in order to tell if Kaz has actually grown.
I mean,
What was your
clearly he
favorite-
was changing. He was helping break out Helena.
But no, Kaz had always been a spirit to good guy throughout the entire anime.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
Nah.
You think he was
But
a
then, like,
selfish character?
Why
Yeah.
hunt demons when
Do
I
you
cannot?
not remember in episode 4 when he was just like, "Wow, Charles, how can you only think about yourself, getting batteries and living and stuff?" But like in
See what I mean?
but like in episode 6,
he was
like,
thinking of himself.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, like he was
That's
like.
what I was
He
saying.
was like, "Wow, Charles, you have a one-track mind of surviving."
Yeah, but he's still, and now he's just sad because Helena's not there. Oh, woe is me! I have no girlfriend still.
But then it was also like towards the end of the race, he also confirmed it with Charles
End of
by
race,
saying like
and then you go-
hey, you know I could beat this guy. Like he had the chance of like one-upping his ex one more time.
he had the chance of staying in the machine, of continuing his life and being Neo Yokian.
Again, this is why
and then
we're-
after that, after the almost growing up, he went right back to woe is me. Helena's gone. There's a board. It's a new board. I'm back to being number 2, and Arcangelo is my rival once again. So, did he grow? We don't
Again,
know.
like,
Like you
I-
said,
again,
we get
like,
season
it's-
2.
Yeah, we
again his tone wasn't
give me the season
melancholy,
2.
It's more like annoyance. Like, oh man, the city went back to the way it was, and
You can say that, but
Yeah.
at the same
I
time, I,
don't
feel
say
that
m-
melancholy can sound like you're annoyed too.
I don't think that was annoyance or melancholy. I thought it was
So we're-
dissent.
So we're questioning Jaden Smith's ability to show emotion through voice. All right. Any other? How about any characters? Any character faves that you had? Favorite
Lexi.
moments?
Most
Lexi.
everyone, really. The shopkeep, Charles, Lexi, Gottlieb, Arcangelo,
So you like the
Helena
supporting
Saint
cast.
Tessero,
Actually, I honestly found Helena to
the
be really
Hellenist.
annoying.
We're Hikokimori now too.
I would say my favorite character was probably the Lexi Gotti combo. I think they made they were the most enjoyable part of the anime.
They were definitely really
yeah,
good.
no, they were labeled, and the dialogue is always really good. Like, yo, dog, like.
All right. Any other things you guys want to touch on? We can't really talk about music.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
What
What do you
music?
got to say about
That
music?
delicious classical in E minor. It was beautiful.
Sure. Okay. Any other comments?
I think we kind of touched base on quite a bit.
All right. So let's go straight into it then with the reviews. I can kind of tell where you guys are heading already. It feels like.
Really, what do you think I'm going to say?
I think you're gonna say it's good anime.
I am absolutely not going to say it's anime. You idiot!
That's our 3 categories.
I'll start. This is a good cartoon.
All right, so well, yeah, let's start, Julian. So
This is a good cartoon.
Good cartoon. Commentate on it.
Oh no, it was just good. I just thought it was well written. Okay, I say it's a
Choose
good
your
cartoon.
words wisely.
I say it's a good cartoon, but it still looked like shit most of the time. let's not get past that. But I do think that the writing can carry that.
Okay.
I think that the intentional shitness of it was able to be subdued by the cast, the commentary, and the music I was talking about earlier.
The E minor classical. All right.
Yeah,
What about you, Bob?
Yeah, that.
All right, get ready for this. This is bad anime, but it's so
It's
bad
not
that
anime.
it's good.
Okay,
Because like it's
so it's
like
good.
I in a sense like I feel like I wouldn't say it's intentionally bad that it's good. It's just like it's a bad anime that you would kind of recommend. They're like, hey, what's a bad anime? I'm like, hey, you should check out this bad one called Neo Yokio. It's you'll have a kick out of it kind of thing. Like it's just bad where you can make fun of it and kind of.
So let me ask you something, Wah.
What would you make fun of? Oh, well, go ahead, Julian. You first.
The South Park episode that involved World of Warcraft. These, what was it? 4 obese little boys shitting themselves and shitting in buckets. Was that so bad it was good, or was that just good? And what made it that?
Category.
Such a weird question, but I can say that was a good episode, honestly.
So just good?
Yeah, well, because
These 4 little obese boys in their mother's basement shitting themselves is just good?
the comedy and I really like the the effect where they were actually in game characters and they actually kind of fought and talked like they were in.
Let's
game.
talk about the shitting part though. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to bathroom.
Yeah, I really hated that part. I always skip that part if I ever watch that episode. But it's just the whole comedy of like, how do you kill something with no life? And then it's just like, wow, this guy must have no life. And then you just cut to like a really like obese guy just playing on his computer as if like he'd been doing all day.
So I think what Julian's trying to get at is that just because it's written badly, but to you, it's like an oxymoron almost for you to say that it's so bad that it's good if the writing is what's carrying it to be good.
I wouldn't say it's weird because I wasn't a fan of the animation. The animation was a little.
Yeah,
bit
we all.
weak.
Sigurd, do you like the animation?
No,
None of us are.
None of us like the
all of us are in
animation.
agreement about the animation.
But even Clannad, the animation, everyone makes fun of that, but they say it's a great anime.
I thought they made fun of it because their eyes are on the sides of their heads.
That's why it's bad anime.
I
That's
you
not
guys are
animation,
thinking
that's-
of
I mean,
Err,
A bad animation.
Or
I think I'm
canon.
thinking of all of them.
because I think it got slightly better with Clan Ad.
No, you can stop.
Don't shut him down like that.
No, I don't want to hear about
do
Clannad.
Do you want to stick to that it's a bad anime and it's so bad that it's good?
What
or is
made it
actually-
so bad that it was good?
Honestly, no, because if you were to think about it, story plot line, the animation, and the episode lengthness is like it doesn't give you that much time to like characters or actually explore the world really. Like they kind of said, hey, this is how it is, let's go with it, and they're like, so I mean, are the bachelors what? But no, it's just like a fun little show you can binge watch and just sort of like laugh about. That's why I did laugh at like the random jokes or commentary they
Yeah, but
made.
you laughed at the jokes and commentary because they were funny.
No,
right?
Mostly it was just really random. Like,
Yeah, but because they were funny, right? Not because it was like bad, but because it was funny, you laughed.
sometimes it was pretty bad because especially with like Ed Wunsler saying like, "Hey, I was chasing my friends turned into butterflies and I chased their bitch ass." It's just like, wow, I did not expect that. That was
I think that's funny and not bad though.
So,
That's what I'm just trying to say. I'm just
Julian,
Like,
I think you're trying to accuse Wah of calling it a bad anime just because you said that. I would be surprised if Wah said it was good. Is that why you're
I'm
dogging
not.
him
No,
so
no.
hard?
I'm just saying, like, I don't think he's right.
You're arguing
I
his
think
opinion?
I think his choice
This is
of words.
America, dude.
I think his choice of words is a mistake because I think I think he thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
But to like something because it's bad is a different kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of understand.
Like
it's like liking
like
a B-rated
like
movie.
fucking like I'm talking about The Room. Like you're just a chicken, chip 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 chip. That's not a good line by any means, but
Yeah.
god damn it, chip 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 chip.
yeah, no, it's not how the line. It's not the line. It's just how they deliver the line. It's just like, wow, I didn't expect that. That was like kind of bad. That was so
hold on.
bad. It was funny.
So,
It's just like it's like a bad movie where like you just end up making fun of it.
no, but the bad movie is
Something is so outrageous.
There's integrity. He
Yeah,
was
this
truly,
anime was so outrageous. You should kind of laugh about it.
No, but I'm trying to say that the bad movie was not intentionally bad. It's funny because everyone's making fun of it, which is why it's a bad movie that's good. So I think Julian is trying to say is, do you think that Neo Yokio was unintentionally funny, meaning you're making fun of it because it's bad, or did you actually enjoy the material for what it actually was.
Mainly, it's basically, I guess, to try to clarify if I can, I'm not ranking this as good anime. Like, I'm not ranking it the same level as like Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill, or
'Cause it's
like
not
Clan
anime.
Ag. Yeah, or like the good show in general.
I'm saying that its intention was to make you laugh, and it did. Its intention wasn't something else. Like, you're supposed to feel like you're supposed to empathize with how sad this character is. You're supposed to laugh at this, and you laugh at it. I'm just like, you can't be calling that bad
you know
because
what? It's Wall's opinion,
it
though.
produced its intended effect.
But it's Wall's
Sure,
opinion.
yeah, no, because if their intended effect was just
He
to make a
doesn't.
joke,
He doesn't want to put New Yokio on the pedestal that he puts Gurren Lagann at. So he doesn't know what.
It's
to
fine
categorize
because it's a cartoon and not an anime.
I wouldn't, because I'm not calling this like a perfect show. Like,
Yeah.
like it's a must watch. It's like, oh,
I know,
like,
but I'm just saying it's not fair to call it so bad
All
that
right,
it's good.
So
but
I'm
it's
gonna
not,
give.
it's not like, because it's like,
This is the most heated. Not that heated. There's no actual like.
There is
here.
heat. I am
But-
burning up.
But this is
Moe
the most.
yeah, like what do
I-
you
I think-
understand? That
Neckets.
it's bad, it's good.
All right, so I'm gonna give my review.
Yeah,
and
please
we
do so I can chew
continue.
you out too.
That's fine. I
Call it
think,
an anime. I dare you.
I think this is bad anime
You're an idiot.
because of the fact that to me.
Yeah, it's bad anime because it's not an anime.
Okay, sure.
Like a chair is bad anime.
It's a bad anime because it's not anime, and not only that, but I honestly feel that this was intentionally pandering to be Tumblr baited meme culture. Like, I feel that because of the fact that that's what they were reaching for, and I feel people are biting onto that. The whole gender spectrum bit, the whole it's the Toblerone thing. Like, I saw that they were just, it's a giant meme. The fact that they use Jaden Smith as the voice actor for it, for me, feels like this is a meme.
All right, so Jaden Smith is the meme.
Yeah, he is a meme, and
What
and
what
it would
memes
be
does this
genius.
generate, or what memes does it use?
It's the fact that it's a satire and using pre-existing cognitions of what to make fun of it for, and then using that to propel itself. Like, I think that if they didn't have Jaden Smith, that all of this would if it wouldn't have been paid attention to at all. Using the big name actors, Jude Law, Susan Sarandon, and all this gave buzz. That's the only appeal that people are like, hey, I'm going to check this out because there's a lot of big names here. What, Jaden Smith is in an anime? Well, we all know he wants to be a K-pop star and
He
loves
does?
anime.
I did not know that.
He idolizes G-Dragon and has been asking his dad to get him into the K-pop industry, which would be terrible because they already messed up in a K-pop group called Reina, where they got an African-American girl and never used her. They just kept saying, she's a part of this group. You're not in the music video. You're not singing with us. You stay in New York.
But then that's not the first time Hollywood did that. Like, they do just hire a bunch of big name people to be in, like,
yeah, to get buzz.
Yeah, like
And
the
so
Bee movie
I
with Jerry Seinfeld.
I like that movie. But
never seen it.
memes came from that movie after the fact that it came out. But I just feel that this was pandering so hard that I couldn't enjoy it because I felt that it was trying to be viral, trying to be liked.
I think you went in with your.
like you're trying.
I came in with a bias.
You
is
kind
what you're
of
saying.
thought it was too clickbaity kind of thing.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Like, to me,
I
it
came
was
in.
like
I don't go on Tumblr, so I don't know what that is.
I didn't look at it on Tumblr, but I
No, I mean like
know
Tumblr at all.
after-
I don't know what. I don't have a Tumblr. I don't have a
Well,
Snapchat.
that's you. I work in convention scenes and I know these people, so it's just like I feel that people are hooked onto it, and the general buzz of people calling it genius and all that. Even that to me just seems like they put in that social commentary about using these brand names and all of that stuff. Gucci, this person's wearing
Prada.
this. Prada. I'm going to use
Gucci, Gucci,
Toblerone, the fancy candy, which was already a meme in Friends when
I-
Joey had a big
I've
Toblerone.
never seen Friends. I don't know about that.
You know Jennifer Aniston though.
I do.
But
She's Rachel.
yes. So I just feel that they were using these things and then trying to be the wow, we're so random it's funny. Like, all of it was pre-used stuff that they know some people would just enjoy. But I don't think there's a point. I think, much like South Park, the fractured butthole, someone knows that Netflix will pay anyone to make anything. And they pitched this to Netflix and got paid for it.
Well, again, like what I was saying, like they were going to put it on like TV prime time kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But once it got canceled, Netflix was just like, Yeah, sure, we'll pick it up.
Well,
'Cause it was-
someone had to have
yeah.
pitched it to them, and they got a
Well, they-
budget for
I
it.
feel like they did songs like, yeah, sure.
Because they'll put anything.
I am Danny Rand, the Iron
God
Fist.
bless it. It kind of. I mean, I had also was listening to this story and basically asking why are most video game movies bad, right? But have these ginormous
What are you
budgets.
talking about? I love Assassin's Creed the movie.
Look at you laugh. And apparently
I've never
it's-
played a
it's-
single Assassin's Creed game.
if you look at most video game movies, the directors happen to be from like Germany or something like that, and then there's this whole cash mine, and the director from Germany even said basically that like the game here is that movie and profits that you get for budgeting and making the movie. So if you're given a $35 million budget, is untaxable in Germany, and you can keep that. So you just pump out these movies, and because of the big name that it has, like Resident Evil and stuff like that, you give it back to America. They barely go above what the movie cost, and then the German guy keeps all the money and doesn't have to be taxed for it in Germany because it was an American project or something like that.
What
So-
was the point of the story?
So
What?
what I'm saying is that this is the same thing that I felt was done with Neo Yokio, and what South Park was saying is happening to Netflix. They're throwing so much money at these like little projects that someone just pitched Neo Yokio, said, "I kind of know anime," and then used all this clickbait,
You don't know anime.
clickbait funny stuff, and some people ate it up. And then, like in English class, when you have to pull stuff out of books, you know, for your paper, people are pulling the social commentary genius that it's proposing. But we have already seen that very same message in Kill la Kill, which was a good anime. So that's why I think it's bad anime.
I respect your opinion, but you're an idiot.
Thanks, man.
Because it's not anime.
All right. Any other thoughts? Anybody want to attack anyone
It's a
else's
cart-
opinion?
It's a cartoon.
I do agree that it's a cartoon. I think Voltron, the Netflix series for Voltron, is more successful in anime if it wanted to be called an anime than Neo Yokio is.
Big O Season 2 is anime.
Yeah, the one produced by Cartoon Network. Right?
Adult Swim, yeah.
All right. No, we can move on.
Let's not, actually.
That's that's all right. We're gonna move on right into
Oh, no.
Yahoo questions.
Oh, yeah. This one's fine.
First one. What are some of the best dubbed anime?
Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Yuri
English dub?
Lowenthal as Simon does an amazing job. Kyle Hebert as Kamina is pretty okay. Michelle Ruff as Yoko is a fine choice. Who did Spike Spiegel? Mr.
Cowboy Bebop.
No, I'm thinking of his actual name. Steve Bloom as Leron was an amazing fit. His lisp was just too good. Everyone there did a fantastic job, I'd say. Sam Riegel as Viral, he did well too. He wasn't Nobuki Hiyama, but you know, it was pretty good. I think Viral also played the English voice actor for Gai Shishio, the main character, quote unquote, the main character of Gal Gagar.
Was the dubbed version of Gurren Lagann kind of like true to the Japanese version?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay.
I know people hate on it and they're
On the dubbed
idiots.
version?
Yeah, of course.
Just because it's dubbed?
Yeah, you know,
I
there's-
know that type.
they're the people who just like, oh, I'm not watching this, but 1 star, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought they did a great job. It's one of the best dubs. I don't know what it was. Kill la Kill actually had a really good dub too.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Had a whole bunch of no-name actors that I've never heard of. And actually, My Hero Academia, that one is pretty good. I really like Midoriya and Bakugo's voice actors there.
I didn't even know the dub was out for it already.
It's been out since My Hero Academia started, dog.
Wow.
For
Honestly,
a long time.
a lot of places are starting to do like
Simulcast?
simulcast where they do the dub and the sub at the same time.
Well, I don't think Boku no Hero's simulcast, but there's a lot of.
I think it is honestly because I
Uh,
feel like the dub come out around almost the same time as the sub.
I think it's close, but I don't think it's.
It's not exactly, but it's literally like because I think they're on season 2 right now still too.
I think that it's surprising. Well, not surprising. I think it's cool that you appreciated the Kill la Kill dub because I believe the main voice actress for Ryuko, did I say it right?
Sure, why not?
Was a winner from the Anime Expos looking for like voice
I
acting.
think her
talent.
name was like Brina Palencia or something.
Yeah, and I believe this was her second role. Like that's not what she didn't win Kill la Kill from AX or anything.
Yeah, no,
But
no.
that's
I
pretty
think she
cool.
did like small stuff before I was looking into it because I heard the dub. That was pretty like the scene where Satsuki. Have you seen Kill la Kill?
Yeah.
All right, Kill la Kill spoilers. The scene where Satsuki is like, ask not the sparrow how the eagle soars. That was done really well. The speeches in there, yeah, it was pretty good, pretty good. I'm sure I have a whole bunch more I can name, but I'll let you guys go.
Who?
Yeah, no,
did-
there's actually there's a good amount.
I just want to ask: was it Funimation that controlled the dubs for those?
Kill la Kill, I don't know.
I don't know who.
I
owns
thought
the
Kill la Kill was-
American route.
No, actually, no, it's not.
Aniplex.
I thought it was Aniplex. But I thought it was Aniplex, but I think it might.
Oh,
be
yeah,
Funimation.
Furikuri was pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think that for me,
Most of
nostalgia-
Gainax's stuff.
I was
Let's
like-
be like, I mustn't run away.
the nostalgia
mustn't run
classes
away.
for me on hearing those anime in dub version first
Takun.
was pretty good.
I think Dragon Ball Z has an acceptable dub, but it's not.
I love
Great.
Dragon Ball Z dub. But all right, well, how about you?
My pick would be Ronin Kenshin.
Ah,
Yeah,
I'm a
that's good one
wanderer
too.
that I am.
Yeah, no, it's the voice really matches, and then the music plays perfectly. I also really like how they don't really translate the Karu-san or Kenshin Dono, something like that. They actually go with like Miss Karu or something like that. It's actually because it flows better.
Old style.
So you didn't want Kaz to call Helena Hikukomori.
Pretty much, it's like it kind of throws you out the immersion, especially when they use the honorifics
Honorifics.
for Japanese. Like if they say like Kenshin-san, and it was just like that sounds weird in English.
Yeah.
Like it just throws you out of it. But they did honestly. I loved it as a kid, and I still love it as an adult, and it just matches really well.
For me, I would say that the Digimon dub was pretty good, except for the music.
You like Fox Kids dubs? That's crazy.
I do. I
Yayo,
Digimon, I
yayo.
love that song, but
Digimon-
I also say out-
Digimon.
outside of the music dubs. I feel that the voice acting cast for a lot of those shows were pretty on point, except the fact that 4Kids recycled a lot of their voice actors kind of took away from that. But I mean, Digimon didn't have many other shows for people to be recycled in. Because my other one that I liked was Dragon Ball Z, and
It was alright.
after that,
I know there's people who hate Baba Goku.
really, no. But
Like, sounds like an old man or little girl,
a
or
little
whatever.
girl and an old lady, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Digimon did pretty good. I loved Pokemon's dub before was it? I think James voice actor got changed at one point, and
You know,
then
James and Brock had the same voice actor.
yeah,
I think so too. Yeah.
But-
Also,
the-
Jesse and Misty had the same voice actor.
but
I
the
also-
actual voice for James has changed in like
Oh,
when they went to I think it was when May came in.
maybe.
Yeah, but was
Also, like Ash changed. I think around when May came in, like I
Yeah.
think his voice got deeper because I guess the voice actor got older. But yeah, that just sounded weird.
well, the voice actor was a lady.
Was it? No, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Then maybe they changed it then.
I feel like there was when
You know,
before the big
actually,
change, before the big change.
Kid Trunks kills the entire Dragon Ball Z dub with how terrible it is.
Oh really? Damn.
Yeah, he's the worst.
That's hot fire.
And it's also sad because Japanese Kid Trunks is no better.
Hey, go Ted.
He is also the worst.
I'll let you play with one of my toys if you let me win this tournament.
No, it's like, hey, Goten, I'll let you play with you can pick 3 of my toys if you win.
Was that the G-
And then no,
that
Japanese
was
Trunks.
GT, right?
No, that was fucking Kid Trunks in Z.
Yeah. Oh, and Z?
Yeah,
Oh,
Z.
okay.
And then fucking Japanese Kid Trunks, you're like, that's what his voice sounds
Make
like.
it sound like Skeeter. Hey, Doug.
No, not that nasally. He's like, oh man, I'd have to
had
think of a
something?
phrase for him to say, but it's very terrible because I'm pretty sure it is just Teen Trunks' voice actor
Uh-huh.
mimicking a child.
Ah.
I believe that's what it was.
So he grew into his voice. Is what you're saying? If
Like,
that,
something like that, man.
yeah. All right. Next question. What do you think of Jaden Smith?
I don't know. Like, before this, I thought he was just some weird kid. Some idiot who's probably high on Ritalin all the time. He's one of those... Oh, wait, what show... Was it South Park with all the kids high on the cat piss? Is that what I'm thinking
that
of?
was.
No, I know that's the cat piss thing.
Uh-huh.
But is that what I'm thinking of, where everyone's just glazed over on drugs?
Maybe.
No, but here I thought he did a fine job.
Hmm.
I thought he played his role well.
Like he really was Kaz. Like it was a believable role. Yeah. Again, like I don't really know Jaden Smith enough to actually criticize his whole life. But then, like...
But humans do that.
Yeah, man.
You're a good guy, Wah.
Oh, I mean, there was that one time where I guess he went to...
Prom as Batman?
Huh?
Prom as Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears that suit a lot.
It wasn't... Was it prom? I thought it was like...
He did it
Kanye West and Kim Kardashian in Wedding.
No, he's worn that white Batman suit at many events.
Yeah, well,
okay.
he's not saying not there. He's saying everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, I guess he also wore a skirt in school. I don't know. It's like weird to judge a little teenage boy because it's just like he just...
Will Smith once said, "What do you think about?" No. Someone asked him, "What do you think about your son?" And he was like, "You know, I was a dumb little kid too. I just didn't have cameras on me all the time."
Yeah, I think it's just a teenager that doing whatever he wants.
Maybe he'll mature. I don't know.
But yeah, I guess it's just like...
I don't hate him. He doesn't do anything hateful.
Yeah, he's just a teenager. So I mean, like, just let him do teenager stuff.
He's not
eventually
Jake
figure
Paul.
himself- Yeah.
Yeah, I think too many people just automatically assumed he would be as cool as Will Smith, and I don't think that's a fair...
But like Will Smith, like in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he was like in his 20s, wasn't he?
He was.
So I mean, like he was pretty like adult.
People's perception of Will Smith is different, and that's what I'm saying. It's unfair for them to judge Jaden in that same
Yeah,
light.
I don't know, man. I still think the Power Rangers look old as hell.
I think it's just like Will Smith character in the beginning was supposed to be like a teenager, so we just assume, oh, this is a cool teenager in the 90s.
Yeah. Also, Jaden Smith grew up in different circumstances. Like Will Smith said, he
Yeah.
has cameras on him all the time.
He's a
but
millennial.
The
He
kid
eats his avocado toast.
the kid grew up very rich in a homeschooled environment where, because I mean, he was also raised in Scientology. I don't know what that does to you philosophical wise, but
He's right. Will Smith's a Scientologist?
he is.
That's too bad.
Well,
I feel I'm glad for his first son.
yeah,
He got out of
wasn't
that.
raised as that, but I feel that a lot of people, when they made fun of Jaden Smith for writing those random quote unquote woke tweets, right, where they're making fun of him for it. I mean, it's just a
Jim
High-
Carrey writes that kind of
it's
stuff all
like-
the time too.
yes, and it's just
Jim
a high-
Carrey's woke.
He's woke, yeah. He's just a like I said, a dumb teenager spouting out things because they feel confident that they're wise at their age.
I mean, God,
Again,
look
yeah,
at
because-
your Facebook post history.
yeah,
Well,
go
not even-
no,
not
well,
even
your
that, like-
MySpace if you're my age, but
Yeah, no, not even that.
No,
like,
if
yeah,
you
we
got in
didn't
on the
really-
ground space at Facebook,
We didn't really have the like a lot of people didn't have the internet back then, so I mean a lot of them would probably post like really dumb shit too.
at the same
it's
time,
really hard to send a dick pic with Polaroids.
And then as far as him wearing like a skirt and all that stuff, I mean, if you go, he seems to be
I have
inspired
friends who
by
wear skirts.
Asian fashion. Like he likes K-pop, he likes
Also,
anime.
I think it's just like a way for him to be like an individual kind
Individual,
of thing. Like,
yeah.
because like he obviously doesn't want to be a sheep.
but
He doesn't want to be a part of the Neo Yokio machine.
I was gonna say that a lot of people in Asian fashion, because of the androgynous bodies, they are able to wear both women and quote unquote girl clothing. Like a cardigan made for a girl could still be rocked by a dude, and depending on the confidence of their rock star level, G-Dragon,
Oh man,
they don't get called out for it. They're like, no, that guy's a baller.
I need to
James
finish
tried
that
to do the same
manga.
thing. Which manga?
the one where so it's by the same dude who did City Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about this kid, and I think his dad not a kid, he's like a teenager. I think he's in college, but his dad died, and he had to go live with his aunt and his uncle. But his aunt and his uncle aren't his aunt and his uncle. They're his uncle and his aunt.
Oh,
Yeah, so the mom is a dude and the dad is a girl, and they have a child who
Oh, I know
I'm
what
not
manga
sure
you're talking-
what gender they are, and neither does the main character. And he's always like, "Man, I want to bone this man, woman."
God.
It's all about incest. It's great, and then they
Oh,
they make him dress up too.
Say that. It's been a really long time since we talked about that. But
We
now
gotta
you come
bring it
again.
back.
Yeah. So I never finished it because I caught up and there are no translated chapters. I'd like to finish that because it was an interesting read.
All right. Okay, I think
But yeah,
that
no,
we'll
he-
move on I'm sorry, Wa.
Oh, that was going to close up like, yeah, he's just a kid being a kid, so
Okay.
I quit making fun of a kid.
So let's move right along into last part of our podcast.
No, let's not do that.
No,
How
well,
do you not have a recommendation yet?
I thought that he would just recommend what he always recommends. But yeah, we're going on to anime recommendations. And since our number 2 bachelor over here has not have one ready, how about you go first, Wa?
Yeah, I guess in terms of like the dub and the anime quality, I would probably suggest Ghost Story, because the original Ghost Story in Japan, like it didn't do so well, like not a lot of people liked it. So when they officially got picked up to do a dub, the director basically said like, okay, so here's the character names, here are the demon names, and like, but those are the only 2 things you can't change. Other than that, no script, go nuts, voice actors. And so like a lot of the voice actors was like, all right, cool, we're just gonna have fun with this. So, like I think people probably seen that one scene where like I guess the lady had a pet rabbit and it died and then became a ghost, and she was just like, oh, I know I love you, Mr. Bunnykins, but it can never work out. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, and then like I think the running joke is like one of the characters is like a really like religious nuts, and the other character is like Jewish, so like they're always like going at it apparently.
So this is the English dub of
Yeah,
this,
it's an
Yes.
English dub, because the English dub is actually like they have that like free range of like kind of they make whatever joke and make their character to do whatever.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's pretty enjoyable.
my anime recommendation is going to be Ouran Host High School Club.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the dandiness and the high society life.
Hoity-toity.
Haruhi is a young girl who was
Suzumiya?
able to no,
Melancholy?
she was a young girl who accidentally broke a vase in a like super rich school, and to help pay for it, she does it in servitude to these young bachelors. Basically, I know it sounds promiscuous at the point, but they actually treat her very nicely. It's a reverse harem anime. And actually, the English dub for it was done very well. It's one of Vic Meninga's.
Vic Magnolia?
Magnolia.
Vic Pimento Loaf?
Um,
Brawley?
Make a Vic
Ed.
marinade.
No, he'll always be
Edward
Brody to me.
but one of
Big
his
Flam
keynote
Speaker.
animes that he had been in. But it's very funny, very fun. It's a slice of life, kind of like what half of Neo Yokio is, being a slice of life. And there's very fun moments.
Yeah,
with it.
Neo Yoko is a slice of life.
It kind of is
The rich slice.
the rich slice.
Yeah, how do you
indeed.
know it's like to be the 1%? Oh, wait, I forgot you are. Never mind.
Wait, Wa has to pay an estate tax?
Yes.
Yeah, only the 1% needs to pay for that. But
Yep.
anyways,
So what was your anime?
It's
Julian?
not an anime, you motherfuckers. And because of that, I'm going to recommend Boondocks. Because that is also a cartoon.
yeah,
I kind of figured you'd
Yeah,
go with
because
that eventually.
it is very close to that. It's got that social commentary thing you got going on all the time with
'cause Jose
activist Huey.
is
Yeah.
definitely woke.
The
He's the
animation is
wokest.
very similar. And like I guess the dialogue is
Wow, I
pretty
thought
similar
I made this suggestion. That's crazy.
please
Cool.
continue,
Well, no, I think Wall's doing a pretty good job. Let's go.
Yeah, am I answering this question for you?
Yeah, you definitely are, man. No. But I do think that it's similar. It has the same comedic roots, although it takes itself much more seriously than Neo Yokio does. In that, it although it does rip off from other shows, it does their fights
Sounds
well. Yeah,
Orochimaru.
yeah. And what?
I guess you could say Orochimaru fights like an old lady.
Naruto also ripped off from Cowboy Bebop.
That same fight scene?
No, not that same.
Oh, okay.
It was a
Let's
different
say,
fight scene.
please tell me that fight scene exists in other shows.
It might. Naruto ripped off a bunch of stuff too.
I see.
Yeah, I think it just takes itself much more seriously, but it still is grounded in the same kind of humor. There's a black main character.
And we did straight up call one of the characters in Neo Yokio and Onslaught the Third.
Yeah, no, it's basically the same dude, just different style, you know.
Yeah. And it has high budget.
And his dad
Voice
was
actors.
like the same as well, man.
Yeah.
His dad was basically Ed Onslaught the first or second or
The
whoever.
second, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
Who that.
like it.
Yeah, except he was Cosgrove too. So it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the cartoon I would recommend for this cartoon.
Mm.
If you like this cartoon or wanted something like this cartoon that was also good, because it's a
Right.
cartoon.
So I
Cartoon.
think that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please, as you hear the smooth, dulcet tones of Jelly Sound, our producer, coming up, check out his podcast, Game Grub. He does a lot of great work for us, and I can
Game Grub.
only
Game
assume
Grub.
that
Excellent.
You can only assume he does great work on his own podcast.
on his own podcast, probably even better than on our podcast because he is
Because
a
it's his
man of
own, like-
culture. Yeah. So as we have lived in this society,
Oh look,
and
Sigurd's cycling back
we
to his
cycle
episode 1 minute
into
self.
the
Ooh,
beginning
look at
of
him, he
itself
hasn't changed
once
at all.
Charles, lip me off.
I wish that you guys all have a wonderful time and a magical evening. And with that, I bid you adieu. Adieu.
Choco Senki! Kikaio!
Yeah, are you expecting another ending? Or, like,
I was honestly trying to think of the DBZ.
Which?
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh wait, the
The newest one.
I
Get
really
the
hope-
break
I
X Survivor.
Yeah.
I really hope Jonathan keep all of this in as the song is playing out.
Satisfaction.
Dun 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 dun. I don't think I'm doing it right. Dun 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 dun.
Oh god, this is really long.
You've made it to the end of another episode of the Daijo Crew. I am producer Jonathan. The Daijo Crew handed me this episode called Neo Yokio with a Toblerone, so I didn't ask any questions. If you want to talk to the Daijo Crew, you can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Daijo Crew. You can tweet them at Daijo Crew, or you can always email them at daijocrew@gmail.com. Until next time, thanks for listening.